Hello, and welcome to the fourth annual Shelf Shock Rewind Award, something I never thought I'd be saying in my lifetime. And it is amazing to be here hosting with the one and only Mr. Chris Higgins, bearded film guy. Welcome, and thank you for doing this, sir.
Dude, thank you for having me do this, man. This is an honor. I've watched for 3 years, so it feels only right that I deserved to be on the fourth, you know?
I'm glad that's not the actual bar because a lot of people here hopefully would be in that same running. So I'm glad that you could be here for that. Glad that everybody's here watching live. Hopefully it is a big deal for everybody because it's a big deal for both of us. We've been working on this for quite some time. Literally, I'm going to still be working on some of this as we are live. I will be fully transparent about that fact. I am a little bit behind, but speaking of behind, I want to talk about somebody who's been behind the scenes for a lot of this, and I could not have done it without him. It is the person that started this with me, the one and only Mr. Steven Billing. Steven, thanks for coming on.
Hey, oh man, guys, it's another year of physical media and another year for us to celebrate it. I'm excited. Ryan, I'm glad to hear that you're still working behind. Whenever I hear that Ryan's working on something while he's working on something, it just makes me happy.
Well, I guess you're happy a lot because it happens a lot.
I am.
You love the torture he's going through right now.
Torture, right? He loves it. He loves it, though.
It does keep me going. It makes my heart keep pumping. But I'm glad that it's pumping because I get to be here with you. Glad I get to experience with all this. How'd you feel about 2025 as a whole for physical media? Because it was a weird, crazy year.
Yeah, man. I've worked on my habits a lot. So I'm not like trying to pay attention to every little thing because it makes me crazy. But everything that I saw coming out, it just went in all different directions. And one of my favorites. I mean, I got some favorites up here on the shelf. One of my favorites is down here. Night of the Juggler, man. Oh, this Night of the Juggler.
It's a good release.
I love it. And so yeah, no, I love this stuff, and it's why we started it. And it was a crazy year, man. And more, as we know, this happens every year. So more to come, more crazy stuff to come.
More crazy stuff to come. Genuinely, thank you for doing this with me, Steven. Thank you for being here, Chris. You guys are incredible, and cannot wait to see what everybody thinks because we got some wild stuff happening tonight. So glad you're here.
Yeah, all right, man. Guys. Well, have a good time hosting tonight. I'll be watching, and let's do it. Come on.
All right. Thanks, Steven. See you soon. And Chris, what about you? What are you excited for tonight? What are you hoping wins? What are you hoping the people voted for?
It's been it's been a year, man. I feel like a lot of dreams came true this year. There was so much stuff that people have been clamoring for years, including myself as a collector, especially in horror more than ever. I think horror continues to present itself as not only dominating box office, but also kind of dominating physical media, whether it's 4K, masters coming out or 4K remasters coming out, or old exploitation stuff finally getting the light of day and coming out. There's so much of it. I'm hoping to kind of see I would love to see some of the kind of releases that were a big deal to us and the deep cuts get a little bit more attention. You know what I mean? Shine a light on some of those.
Yeah.
And, the labels have really been stepping it up. Bonus features and supplemental material, something that I, as well as you, try to champion on physical media. And I think 2025 really stepped up in a big way where labels are kind of forced to do more than ever before because of just demand. And everybody's crushing it, man, from packaging to supplemental material to the volume of extras. It's pretty incredible, man.
Yeah, I agree. It's been an impressive year. I mean, we're getting box sets, we're getting director's box sets, we're getting a lot of incredible releases. I cannot wait for everybody to see these, which means, I mean, maybe we should just get into our first one. Let's bring this up on the stage because it's the first one. It'll look a little wonky. I'm gonna change it to full screen immediately. I promise it'll look better. But let's talk about our first category, which is best pre-code and silent film release from last year.
Hello there. I'm Tony Meaches.
And I'm John Matthews.
And we are the co-hosts of Imprint Cast. And we are honored to present one of these categories for the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. Once again, Ryan and Chris, thank you so much for adding us on.
Yeah, really appreciate the opportunity to present this.
silent film and pre-code cinema. So many film masterpieces from there. Directors like Georges Méliès, F.W. Murnau, even Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah, absolutely. Like some of the best and most innovative works came from that time. And it was a real boundary pushing time too, because some of the films from the era are really, quite ahead of their time and quite graphic. And obviously stuff that you wouldn't see later on once the code came into place. But yeah, this sort of golden period, it was sort of like a free movement of filmmakers, and some really great stuff came out of it. And it was a particularly great year to see some of the stuff get released on Blu-ray and 4K amazingly as well.
Definitely. And we are honored to present the best pre-code and silent film release for 2025. And the nominees are
Alrane and the Student of Prague, Deaf Crocodile. The Cat and the Canary, 4K, Kino Lorber. Hell's Angels, 4K, Criterion Collection. He Who Gets Slapped, Flicker Alley. The Old Dark House, 4K, Eureka Entertainment.
And the winner for the CSC award for the best pre-code and silent film release is Alran and the Student of Prague from Deaf Crocodile.
That release went out of print very quickly. So it actually sold out before pre-order. So I didn't actually get my hands on it because it sold out. But it is one I am willing to track down one day. But I'll just settle for the standard edition now. But it's I love what Deaf Crocodile do.
Yes.
And the community winner for the best pre-code and silent film release is from Eureka Entertainment, and is the Old Dark House 4K, which was a really nice upgrade from Eureka this year.
Congratulations to both winners. Well deserved.
Oh, wow. That's very cool.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Didn't see that coming.
We are really stoked to hear that. Yeah. Especially because there's so many other amazing silent and pre-code releases out there. Huge thanks to everyone who worked on that. In particular, my good friend of many years, Stefan Dressler, and his entire team at the Munich Film Museum, who have preserved and restored the materials that we put out on the Alrane and Student of Prague release. It's the first of hopefully a number of releases of rare silent cinema with our partners at Munich. So a huge shout out to them, and to, again, all of the essay writers, commentators, Dave McKeon for the gorgeous artwork for the deluxe edition. And it was our first silent cinema release. So
yeah, it's nice. It's nice that it's sold well, and now winning this award. It's a good start for silent cinema from Deaf Crocodile. So
that's incredible.
All right, so that is our first category, pre-code silent film release. Incredible release from Deaf Crocodile. That Alrane and Student of Prague double feature you can still get in the standard. It's not gone forever. John said out of print, but you can still get it. Don't worry. That Eureka release also incredible. Deaf Crocodile, you been checking much of theirs out recently?
Yeah, I mean, they were nice enough to last year hook me up with a whole bunch of animation stuff to check out, because I was on Reconnected talking about how I don't know shit about it. And they were like, we need to change that. I think it's literally what their email said. And it's been incredible ever since, because as somebody who I consider myself pretty willing to branch out, they really opened my eyes to unique and new experiences. And I mean, the bonus features, the packaging, all incredible, man. I mean, they're deserving of every bit of this. But the Old Dark House from Eureka is also incredible. So
incredible 4K.
Yeah, absolutely incredible, man.
As a reminder, we are going to have a handful of giveaways tonight, so make sure you're here and ready to answer some quick trivia questions via the chat when those comes up. First one to answer correctly is going to be winning a handful of some awesome giveaways. We'll have to cover those soon. But I mean, let's just keep it running. I am pleased to bring back somebody who's now done this. Well, he'll tell you he's done it 4 times in a row, and he's very excited about that. Let's kick it over to one of my dearest friends, Mr. Jeremy Long.
Oh, hi there. Sorry, you caught me doing a little light reading. Hi, all you physical media lovers. It's me again, Jeremy Long, frequent guest of The Disconnected. Let's be real. You all know who I am by now, right? I mean, this is the 4th year of the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards, after all, and not to brag, but I've been a part of all 4 years. Only 2 against my will. Anyways, I'm back once again this year to present the Best Contemporary Studio Release Award. And some of you Shelf Shock fans might be wondering, hey Jeremy, why are you at home in front of your awesome physical media collection and not out at some exotic location somewhere for this year's video? And the answer is, unfortunately, I'm still on house arrest for impersonating Dave Grohl in last year's video.
Some info about Dave Grohl.
Shut up, Siri. Anyways, turns out he's quite litigious and, well, never mind. My lawyer says I'm not allowed to talk about it, so let's just move on with the video. And the nominees are...
Here's where the nominees go.
Bring Her Back, 4K, A24. Final Destination Bloodlines, 4K Steelbook, Warner Brothers. Sinners, 4K Steelbook, Warner Brothers. The Toxic Avenger, 4K Steelbook, Cineverse. Weapons, 4K Steelbook, Warner Brothers.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Here's a pop quiz for you. What does the winner of both the CSC and community vote and me all have in common? We're all sinners. Well, I'm contractually obligated to say the winner is the 4K Steelbook and not the tiny guitar. Anyways. Also, forgive me, Father.
Silly Jeremy, I don't exist.
Foo Fighters. That's a close one, because if he was real, let's face it, I'd be going straight to hell.
Ex adu immortalis.
Fuck. Back to you, Ryan and Chris.
Oh, Jeremy. Studio stuff. Are you picking up much studio titles nowadays? I know a lot of people tend to steer clear of those. So I'm curious what you think about that.
Yeah. I mean, I try to. I'm not a Steelbook guy, so I don't really pick those up. But Toxic Avenger I picked up. I mean, I thought I had to support a friend in having that, so that was a given.
I mean, you're close to Jersey. That makes sense.
Yeah. He is my superhero, by the way. Bring Her Back I picked up from A24.
It's a good disc.
Yep. Final Destination I picked up. We do have Sinners, but hot take, I'm just kind of mid on Sinners.
Well, it's too bad Chris had to go for the night. But okay, there he is. No, Sinners is wonderful. We don't need to let him keep waxing poetic about how it's not wonderful. I'm just kidding. I know Chris respects it. Let's just keep this rolling. A couple of these videos tonight are going to be a little bit on the longer side, so I'm definitely going to keep us rolling because we got some people involved that I think you're going to be happy to see. We got a lot of individuals that they don't really get a lot of public voices, so we're gonna keep this running. Next up, keeping it going with the studio, we got the studio catalog release. So anything that didn't come out over the last couple of years, and they're reaching back into some of the vaults to put these out. And of course, before we go through this, I did want to highlight we have 2 winners in every category, and the reason is for everybody that's not familiar with this, we've got our creator selection committee. Now, this is a curated group of a little over 100 people that are filmmakers, people that work at labels, people that do audio commentary, special features producers, people that work on these discs, podcasters, YouTubers, all kinds of people in the industry. And they are the ones that nominated many of our titles. But also we wanted to give them a choice to pick their favorites. So you see a winner from them. You also see a winner from the community. That's why we have 2 on every category. If you ever have a question on that, let me know and I'll help you work that out. But let's go into that studio catalog release now and find out what they have to say for that.
What's up, everybody? Garrett back here from Born to Be Rad and one half of the Anchor Bay Archives podcast. And I am honored to be here today to present the best studio catalog release of 2025. And the nominees are...
Boogie Nights, 4K Steelbook, Warner Brothers. A Nightmare on Elm Street, 4K Steelbook Collection, Warner Brothers. Night of the Living Dead, 1990, 4K Steelbook, Sony Pictures. Panic Room, 4K Steelbook, Sony Pictures. 7, 4K Steelbook, Warner Brothers.
And the winner, voted by the Creators Selection Community, goes to... A Nightmare on Elm Street 4K box set by Warner Brothers. Here is the winner. This beauty here. Check this out. What a great release, guys. We've been wanting this for so long, and this year we finally got it. And the winner, voted by you, the community, is A Nightmare on Elm Street 4K box set from Warner Brothers. Boom. Check it out again. Guys, this thing just swept the studio catalog release, and I couldn't be happier because I love that edition. I'm so glad we have it. Now, thanks again for having me, guys. Now, enjoy the rest of the show.
I guess it came back early. Thanks, Garrett. I feel like he was the perfect one to talk about that release. So glad that he came on here with us. It's a hell of a box set. Did you get that box set?
I did. I actually won it. I won it in a giveaway from Monster Mall
that's
Shop.
right.
Yeah, I missed out on it the initial run. Thank God I won it, and I think it's more than deserving that we got that. I'm really shocked that Night of Living Dead 90 didn't take one of them because I thought that was equally as big a deal. But both are incredible. And I actually, the Nightmare on Elm Street set, I remember kind of like seeing unboxings and stuff. And I was like, oh, it looks cool, but like, I'm okay with the standard. And then when my giveaway came in, I just kind of took a second. I was like, I was wrong. I'm happy I have this now. And they look ridiculous. Like, insane.
Obviously, it's really easy on a giant package like that to talk about the steelbooks and the gorgeous art and all that stuff. But the reality is, I think the biggest thing here, a studio put out a box set of really incredible looking 4K releases of a franchise that's never gotten a lot of love on home video. A lot of the releases for that has been, we'll say subpar to say the best thing that we could say about it. So the new ones, they're kind of incredible. I'm glad that they're out. I'm glad that people can respect it. And it sounds like we might be getting a re-release later this year, so more people can pick it up. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. I do want to tell people, if you have the Night of Living Dead 1990 Steelbook, give the new Tom Savini audio commentary a run with that. I bet you it'll raise your appreciation for that just a little bit more than the new footage added.
Yeah, there is a lot there. Even the new footage is it's probably not as incredible as you would think, hearing the mythic nature of it over the years, but the 4K picture on that does look really great. So check it out. One thing that I feel like we've been getting a lot more love the last couple of years with our animated release. And I know that you've just kind of started dipping your toes in the animated pool, but it is something that's been near and dear to me. And want to throw it to my dear friend, Mr. Connor Holtz, to talk about our best release on the animated side. So let's shoot it out to Los Angeles and Connor.
Hi, I'm Connor Holt. You might know me as VHS Spectacular on Instagram, and I write about film for the Physical Media Advocate. This parking lot has a very special place in animation history. Before it was a strip mall, it was the original home of Walt Disney Animation Studios. It was here that Mickey Mouse was created, and where Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs came to life. Animation has come a long way since then, being made all over the world, an incredible variety of styles and stories. And thanks to Physical Media, we can appreciate all of it. The nominees for Best Animation Release are
Essential Polish Animation, Radiance Films. Flow, 4K, Criterion Collection. Gwen and the Book of Sand, 4K, Deaf Crocodile. I Married a Strange Person, Deaf Crocodile. Perfect Blue 4K, G Kids.
Oh look, a VHS copy of My Neighbor Totoro. Let's take a look inside. And the winner of Best Animation Release, as chosen by the Creators Selection Committee, is Perfect Blue 4K from G Kids. And the winner, as chosen by the community, is Flow 4K from Criterion. Congrats to both.
Huge year for animation. I'm glad that Perfect Blue is getting into more people's hands. That movie is absolutely incredible. There's Connor in the chat. Long live animation. Hell yeah. Connor was the perfect person to do animation. Thanks for showing some history there. I thought that was a really cool place to do that.
Yeah, that was awesome. Also think it was so cool that Criterion picked up Flow so quickly. So I'm happy that got made.
Yeah, some big acquisitions from them coming up, like right after stuff is coming out from the Oscars and stuff. They got a couple coming out this year from those like Sentimental Values about to be coming out in just a few months. But one of the companies that has been making people very happy for animation is Deaf Crocodile, and it sounds like it might be a good time to do our first giveaway for the night. Why don't you tell them about that, Chris?
Yeah. So a huge thank you to Deaf Crocodile. We're actually going to be giving away a $50 gift card for their site. And couldn't think of a better trivia question than to kind of wrap it around to some Deaf Crocodile history. So I hope you're up to date. Your question is, what title was Deaf Crocodile's first major restoration project?
First one in the chat to type it out wins a $50 Deaf Crocodile gift certificate. It is not What's the Cat's Name, Travis. That was a good try, but you probably could have answered that before it went in. This is a title that, for anybody that was wondering, you might find an answer not on disc from them yet. Lots of answers coming in, stuff that they've done, but I've not seen the proper title yet. So we'll keep that going. Winners tonight as they choose the Ice Grizzle said Man from Singapore. The title would have been The Unknown Man from Shandigore, but that's still not the right answer. Good try there. If you are winning tonight, you are going to be somebody that is going to be sending me an email, and Matt over at What's the Idea Editing got it. Funny enough, they have not released this on disc because they don't have the rights to release it. They just helped with the restoration. Assault on Precinct 13 was their first major restoration project that they handled as Deaf Crocodile before they became a disc producer. So congratulations, Matt. Send me an email at shelfshockrewind@gmail.com. And I will get your email address over to Craig at Deaf Crocodile, and we'll figure out how to go from there. So appreciate that. Congratulations, Matt. And yeah, it was a trick question. Sorry, Craig. That is awesome. Let's see. I think it's probably time to go in to Best Martial Arts release following that. Martial arts, are you into many of the martial arts titles that are coming out recently?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting into them. There's so much coming out. I think you don't really have a choice to kind of dip your toes in. You know what I mean? Like, but it really started for me, honestly, when Severin did the Bruceploitation box set.
Yeah, it's a fun box. Super fun box.
At that point, the Shaw scope was already so far, like already so intimidating. Yeah. So I jumped into Bruceploitation. That really kind of opened up the door for me, and I've been dabbling in it more and more. So I'm excited to see who takes this one home.
Well, anybody that is super into martial arts, or maybe just getting into martial arts, one of the people that I would suggest that you follow on social media and on YouTube to get into any of this is my dear friend, the Fanatical Dragon, and let's throw it over to him.
Hey, thank you, Ryan and Chris. I'm Johnny, aka the Fanatical Dragon. You can find me right here on YouTube, posting reviews, unboxings, and interviews on East Asian Cinema. I am also 1/3 of the Might Avengers podcast, alongside Jason from Martial Arts Theatre 3000 and Sean from Food for Thought. And I'm extremely lucky to contribute to a whole bunch of Blu-ray releases. I've written for 88 Films, for Chameleon, and for Terrorvision, and produced video essays for Spectrum, and have a whole lot more in store for 2026. But today it's all about 2025, and it's my absolute pleasure to announce the category for Best Martial Arts Release from 2025. So back to you, Ryan and Chris, for the nominations.
Bohachi Bushido 4K, Mondo Macabro. Come Drink With Me 4K, 88 Films. Furious Swords and Fantastic Warriors, the heroic cinema of Chang Che, Eureka Entertainment. The Great Chase, Neon Eagle Video. Shawscope Volume 4, Arrow Video.
Hey, thank you again, Ryan and Chris. So without any further ado, it's time to announce the winner of the Best Martial Arts release of 2025. And it is, of course, it is Arrow for Shawscope Volume 4, who've managed to win not only the CSC Award, but also the Community Choice Award. So another clean slate for Arrow, as it was the last time I did one of these when they won for their Bruce Lee box set that's proudly sitting up there on my shelf behind me. But for 2025, it was Shawscope Volume 4, an incredible box set, really, really kind of great mix of horror and fantasy, with a little bit of wuxia thrown in as well. If you've not had a chance to pick it up, I absolutely recommend that you do. But now back to Ryan and Chris for the rest of the categories. Thanks for watching.
Wow. Well, that's wonderful to hear, because technically speaking, it's not even really a martial arts set. It's kind of one of the things that we wanted to do, particularly when we picked the name Shawscope, which obviously is the name of the widescreen process, but we also wanted to ultimately in further box sets beyond the volumes 1 and 2 that we initially had kind of set up, we wanted to do justice to all the different genres that not all the genres necessarily, but as many of the genres as we could that Shaw Brothers would do. So I was particularly excited that volume 4 would be the horror, sci-fi, fantasy box set, and there's still some martial arts in there. There's still a fair amount of kind of wuxia crossover and a bit of kung fu as well. But no, it's the fact that the fans are kind of still, after all these years coming back for more, it's wonderful to see. So thank you very much to the Academy.
James is amazing. I love what Arrow's done. The Shawscope box sets are kind of incredible, and that fourth one I know made a lot of people happy because it was like the genre box set that they put out that wasn't just fairly strict martial arts. So even somebody like you who's just getting into it would probably appreciate it more than many.
Yeah, and honestly, I appreciate just how much Shaw stuff we're getting out in general. But from Imprint, from Vinegar Syndrome, this past year, especially for horror fans.
Yeah.
There's been so much, and they've actually been kind of some of my favorite discoveries over the last year or so. So incredible work there.
Boutiques, though, other than martial arts, have been focusing on kind of the bread and butter of the boutique world, which is what they've been putting out through their releases for years, and that is horror. I know that horror is special to you, and I have not even given you a chance to talk about it. So why don't you talk about your podcast for a moment? If everybody's watching and they appreciate you, where could they find you?
Thank you. So, very lucky to host an incredible podcast with my best friend, or I say incredible in my view. I see it as incredible. It is called Beyond the Blood. Steve from After Hours Video and we essentially break down genre films using their audio commentary as our discussion base. So we'll watch a movie, deep dive into it, dive into the audio commentaries, and kind of build a conversation that comes from what we see as a unique point of view for those who maybe aren't into commentaries or just getting into them. There's so much information in there that is absolutely phenomenal, and not watching them, you're missing out on a lot of just fantastic insight and analysis. And on our show, we use them to form a conversation. And we're very lucky to be part of Someone's Favorite Productions with Ryan and a bunch of other podcasts. And it's really been phenomenal journey. We just had on Dave Lee from Umbrella Entertainment to talk about the making of their upcoming Monsters and Curiosities box set. It's been a crazy journey, man, and I just can't thank you and everybody else enough who's been tuning in. You start these things and you don't really know what's going to happen, right? You're like,
Right.
okay, let's go. And then the first year passed, and the show grew so much that going into year 2 was actually kind of nerve-wracking, because we're like, all right, how do we do this better and keep this train rolling? And so far this year alone, everything that we've put out since January 1st has done incredibly well. We can see noticeable growth in the show, and we just hope that we're lending our hand to the education that physical media can provide, and teaching people to appreciate beyond just the movie on the disc.
I think anybody watching this would like your show. So if you're into horror, if you're into audio commentaries, check that out. But if you're into horror, you're probably eager to see this next category. Let's bring on somebody that you might have already seen on YouTube, and that is let's just show it. Here we go.
Hey everyone, my name is Daniel with the Cobwebs channel, a YouTube show where I make videos counting down lists of a ridiculous amount of horror and cult movies, rankings, recommendations. It's a good time. And while most of us physical media lovers love to collect movies from all different genres, like yes, I have While You Were Sleeping on both DVD and VHS, there's just no question these boutique labels by far put the most care and attention on the horror genre, which is also my favorite genre in all of film, which is why I am so honored to be presenting in the category of Best Horror Release. And the nominees for Best and Scariest, I'm sure, Horror Release are...
The Beyond 4K Grindhouse releasing. In the Mouth of Madness 4K Arrow Video. Let's Scare Jessica to Death 4K Vinegar Syndrome. A Nightmare on Elm Street 4K Steelbook Collection Warner Brothers. Possession 4K Second Sight Films.
And the winner of Best Horror Release is apparently this clamshell VHS edition of Goosebumps Werewolf of Fever Swamp. I mean, I'm a 90s kid. I love Goosebumps, and this is an absolute banger episode, but isn't this like really old? I don't really Oh, I see. I think this is the winners, guys. This is the winners right here. Oh man, this is exciting stuff. This seems really old. This seems like it's been foretold in prophecy for many years ago. And the winner of Best Horror Release, as voted by the Creator Selection Committee, is Possession on 4K from Second Sight Films. Such an incredible and one-of-a-kind film, and for me, also wins in the category of Best Sex Scene. It's actually not weird that I said that. Don't make it weird. And the winner of Best Horror Release, as voted by the community, is The Beyond 4K from Grindhouse Releasing. Also an incredible film that I love, but I think what clinched it for the community was that eyeball. The little plastic eyeball. Come on, who out there got that? Show your hands. Thank you so much for having me on this show. Now I'm gonna go watch a scary movie.
Wow. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. It's an honor. It's a passion project for us all here at Second Sight Films. It's a film we've respected for many years, and it's just excellent that the film is being so well received by you guys and from the community at large.
Wow, that's incredible. There's so much great stuff was released last year that it's pretty astounding. Wow, that's something. Yeah, thank you. Unbelievable.
For those that don't know, Bob Murawski, who owns Grindhouse Releasing, is literally the editor for every Sam Raimi movie ever made. Like, what is happening? There's a Sam Raimi movie in theaters right now, and we just got the editor of every Sam Raimi movie to talk about the release of The Beyond. Like, just an incredible time on the show.
Dude, can I just say, like, Daniel's energy is incredible, man. No wonder that guy just hit 100K on YouTube, man. Insane.
Yeah, Daniel is pretty great. Glad that we finally got to see somebody from Second Sight talk about these releases. Yep. It's been a long time coming on the show. So glad that we got Philip Escott on here. He is doing just remarkable work. I know a lot of people in the chat love Second Sight, so it's incredible to see a face for the first time in a long time with them. Horror, though, just knocking it out of the park every year. It is crazy what we're able to get coming out of some of these boutiques, but everybody needs to check it out. I do want to stand in line with the chat, though. Give us pieces on 4K. Somebody, I absolutely need that. We need a new generation of people to discover pieces and say, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah. And I also want to plug once more Beyond the Blood podcast. If you go back to August of 2025, we had a nearly 2-hour conversation with Philip Escott all about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We broke down their box set, talked about the legacy, talked about the documentary. Like, we talked about so much stuff with him. And I think if you're a Second Sight fan, you're going to want to go back and check that out.
What an incredible segue that was, and I don't even think you planned it. Let's talk about documentaries. I'm a huge fan of documentaries, literally having launched a label myself this year. One of the first titles that we announced was a documentary, and I feel like a lot of labels have kind of steered clear away from them, and I get why, but also they're very important, and I really wish more people would focus on them. But having seen my dear friend in the chat who is about to announce this one, everybody give some love to Mr. KB Loves Movies, and let's throw it over to him and take a look at his incredible collection.
I did not set out to find it. Discoveries never begin that way. They begin with boredom and an expensive movie that resists opening. Behind winter scarves and a manual written in 4 extinct languages, there it was, a glow. Not bright, not aggressive, just red. The kind of red that suggests importance or danger or a special edition you forgot you paid extra for. I turned the corner slowly. The red hue grows stronger, like a sunrise over discontinued formats. DVD, Blu-ray, 4K Ultra HD, all staring back at me, patient, slightly disappointed. This is not a collection. This is an archive.
What's up, y'all? It's KB from KB Loves Movies. Join us every week for the conversation, but in the meanwhile, I'm here to present the best documentary release, and the nominees are
Burden of Dreams 4K, Criterion Collection. Chain Reactions Media Book, Dark Sky Selects. David Byrne's American Utopia 4K, Criterion Collection. Hookers on Davy 4K, Canadian International Pictures. Thelonious Monk, Straight, No Chaser, Criterion Collection.
and the Creators Selection Committee selects Burden of Dreams 4K Criterion Collection. Also, the community selects Burden of Dreams 4K Criterion Collection. Congratulations to all the winners.
KB's collection's a vibe, man. I love that red light.
Dude, it was so good. I didn't know what was happening. I was like, I don't know where we're at right now, but I'm into it.
He sent me the video and I was like, what is this voiceover? This is incredible. So stoked on that. Documentaries. Are you watching many documentaries?
Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot just depending on kind of what's coming out. We have so many. You know, Hearts of Darkness was finally just announced to come out from Synapse. But this year I finally dove into like RoboDoc, the massive RoboCop documentary. Chain Reactions was a great one to get, especially that physical release with all of the alternate versions of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was phenomenal. There's so many, man, and I feel like it's really grown to be like such a strong focus on individual movies. Like to think back 10 years ago and imagine like what In Search of Darkness has been doing, and companies actually putting time and effort into these incredibly long, extremely detailed documentaries that like 1% of the fan base of that film is actually going to watch. We appreciate so greatly.
Yeah, I agree. Documentaries are a big fun time for me. I really wish more companies would focus on them. And one thing that I feel like some companies are focusing on more nowadays is technical quality. For the first time in like the home video world, we're getting a lot of people be very particular about audio and video. And now I'd like to kind of shed some light on those that are doing their best in those categories. So let's send it over to one of my inspirations in this world, literally. One of the people that inspired me to pick up the mantle and do what I do, Mr. Justin Beam at Reverend Entertainment.
I'm Justin Beam with Reverend Entertainment, and I'm excited to once again be part of the Shelf Shock Awards. Physical media has never meant more than it does right now. From the studios to the independents, there are so many people putting a lot of effort and love into the releases that sit on your shelves. This really is film preservation, in my opinion. It's great to have a show like this that celebrates the work that producers like me, on to everyone else in the chain, are doing to make sure that the movies you love are ending up in your hands with the best video and audio presentation possible. My category today is Best Audio Presentation, and we have a tremendous lineup of releases as nominees. Let's take a look.
Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World 4K Steelbook. Disney, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning 4K Steelbook. Paramount Pictures. Sinners 4K Steelbook, Warner Brothers. Sorcerer 4K, Criterion Collection. Warfare 4K, A24.
The winner for Best Audio Presentation in both the CSC and Community categories is the same, and deservedly so. One of my favorite releases of 2025, Sorcerer on 4K from Criterion. Criterion does it again. Congratulations to all involved.
You know, before this year, I feel like Criterion had went some time before it was getting some attention from the Shelf Shock Rewind voters, but thankfully, I feel like people have come around over the last couple of years and got a lot more attention on Criterion.
They have, and deservedly so. I definitely need people to put on the Warfare 4K though and experience that, because holy hell, is that immersive? Like,
it is some of the best audio I've heard in literally a couple of years. The Warfare disc is pretty remarkable. But thankfully, a lot of these companies also doing a lot to pay attention on the video side, and I'm really glad that we're about to share this video because we got a story behind one of these releases, and the journey that the film got to come out is kind of impressive. You'll hear it's like a decade in the making almost. Let's go to the video.
Hey everybody, I'm Nathaniel Thompson. I run the website Mondo Digital. It's mondo-digital.com. Around since 1998. You can hear me on a few hundred audio commentaries. I'm on numerous Shudder shows about horror movies, and I've written several books, most recently The Fright Fest Guide to Vampire Movies. But most importantly, I am so glad to be back as a presenter tonight. Tonight I will be presenting the award for Best Video Presentation. That is the release from the last year that made your eyeballs the happiest. So, without further ado, the nominees for Best Video Presentation are
The Beyond 4K, Grindhouse Releasing. Eyes Wide Shut 4K, Criterion Collection. Reanimator 4K, Ignite Films. Sinners 4K Steelbook, Warner Brothers. Sorcerer 4K, Criterion Collection.
Well, there you have it. Those are the nominees, and now it's time to find out. First up, the Creators Selection Committee's pick for Best Video Presentation. Let's find out. It could be, Attack, Diggy, Attack. It is The Beyond 4K from Grindhouse Releasing. Congratulations. And next up we have the public vote. Which one did all of you pick as the best video presentation? Well, let's see. Well, it's a clean sweep. You picked once again The Beyond. So you have faced a sea of darkness and all therein that may be explored, and you have your winner. So congratulations to Grindhouse Releasing with their massive special edition of The Beyond. Well done, guys.
Wow. Well, that's something I'm really proud of, knowing how many years we spent trying to get this thing to look correct. I mean, we literally, for this release, went through 4 different scans at 2 labs in Rome. It was such a nightmare because of the condition of the negative and the ability of the first lab in Rome. We pulled it away from them and took it to an incredible place called Limagine Ritrovata in Bologna. And then, even then, it took two full scans to get it right, because the first lab had actually damaged the negative and scratched it. And so when the place in Bologna did the first scan, there were scratches, and we had to totally rescan it again using a wet gate scanner. The whole process, we started it in 2016, and here it is. It took 9 years to actually come up with this final product. So yeah, I'm very happy. And then once we got the scans from Bologna, it was during COVID, and Photochem Labs here in LA helped us out, and we actually did the color correction in the garage of our Photochem colorist, because it was during COVID, and we were working together, with masks. So it was a real long process. So I feel vindicated getting this great honor. So thank you so much.
Dang. Congrats, Grindhouse, for releasing that. That's a big deal type of release to get that for. And to see 9 years of work being put into one title and then the whole community vote for it, that's got to feel pretty incredible.
Yeah, dude, I remember doing that. I remember when you sent out the CSC voting, everything was pretty, like, I was moving through it pretty quick. And then I I got to best visual presentation. I stared at the nominees and I went, "Oh fuck, how do you do?" Like, clearly, I mean, I think the Beyond 4K deserves every bit of it, but holy hell, was it up against some just incredible stuff. Like, Reanimator is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
So to put it up against what Ignite Films did with that this year, it was a pretty like impossible task to to do that. And funny enough, today I actually I took the little eyeball out of it and I didn't know what to do with it. And somehow it ended up in my sock drawer. And it just so happened that this morning, I don't know, this morning I was running low enough on socks that it popped up at the bottom of my drawer. And it was the perfect day for it to but I did jump a little bit, but I'm okay.
What an eye-popping release for you.
Yes, sir, yeah.
As you are watching the show tonight, if any of these releases catch your eye and you're like, damn, I really want to buy one of those, one place that you could look to is odysseymovies.com. Chris, why don't we do our second giveaway and let's make it something at Odyssey Movies.
Sure. So thank you to Odyssey Movies. We're going to be giving away a $25 gift certificate to their site. So I hope your Reanimator knowledge is as good as it can be, because your question is: Reanimator's location for the Miskatonic Medical School shares the shooting location with what 1991 film?
What 1991 film shares the same shooting location? This is one that you should be able to get pretty quickly, especially if you love either of these two movies. And I have a feeling most of those in the chat do.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm waiting for it all to pop up.
Reanimator throughout the years. Did you pick up the second side or the Ignite?
No, I picked up the Ignite. Yep. There it is.
Like
it's in there.
Oh, I clicked the wrong one. This one, Jake over at Distorted Visions with the right answer. It is Terminator 2. Terminator 2. Jake, I tell you to email me, but just DM me. I know you. DM me, and I will get your email address. Travis at Odyssey. Thank you and congratulations on the $25 gift card to Odyssey. Congrats, Jake. Good question, by the way. I really, tying those two movies together is super interesting and a really fun one. And, we just talked about the quality of video. One of the things that I love championing the most about a lot of these releases are not just when a video looks great, because it takes a lot of work to do that, but I love when something goes from looking really terrible to looking really great. We mentioned earlier Nightmare on Elm Street, something like that. And so one of the ones that I really like to kind of highlight on this is the upgrade on home video restorations. So let's cover that as our next category.
The heck are you guys watching? I'm supposed to be doing this Shelf Shock Rewind Awards presentation, best home video restoration. I'm supposed to be doing that like right now. You know that, don't you? All right. I mean, you're just up here like you own the place. I have news for you. You do not. You do not. I'm like, all right. I'm sorry, folks. It'll just be a second. Look, it's really been one of the great pleasures of my life, nurturing you and watching you grow. But this entitlement mentality, I mean, you're just like taking over the whole room. This can't. Oh, who am I kidding? Here's the nominees.
Behind the Green Door 4K, Mitchell Brothers Film Group from Melusine. Dirty Work 4K, Vinegar Syndrome. Eyes Wide Shut 4K, Criterion Collection. Night of the Juggler 4K, Transmission, Radiance. Sorcerer 4K, Criterion Collection.
Seriously, We can't go on like this. I mean, this is out of control. This is too much. You know, this is too much. Really.
Here's the award.
Oh, thanks. The award. The award for Best Home Video Restoration Upgrade goes to the Community Selection Committee has selected Night of the Juggler 4K from Radiance and Transmission sublabel. So that takes care of that.
And here's this other award.
Oh, I forgot there's two. The Community Award, Eyes Wide Shut, 4K, Criterion. Congratulations, Tom Cruise.
And this came for you in the mail?
Oh, I'll put them right here. That's a good spot.
I love Jim. The ideas are amazing on the people that are presenting these awards every year.
Can I just say, 2 of the 5 for best home video restoration are the horniest movies imaginable, and I love seeing that. Between Eyes Wide Shut and Behind the Green Door.
Yes, but also when you think about it, like I'm just gonna throw this out there. I kind of feel like Behind the Green Door should have won. Like the 4K is remarkable, and the previous release was way worse than that one. So I don't know. Like I get it. A lot of people did not buy that disc. That is buying, you know, we'll say Sorcerer. Those fan bases are not crossing paths. Not something else that I could have said there.
Yeah, I posted all about Behind the Green Door on my Instagram, and I got like 7 messages that were like, "Are you just selling porn now?" I'm like, "Listen, man, let's just learn to appreciate everything. All right, let's."
Do those people think you're selling everything that you're posting about online?
I don't know. They're blocked.
That was a good bit. I really like that. That was really funny. One thing that Behind the Green Door has a lot of great things going for it is packaging. I know that we always talk about this a lot, but as far as packaging, I am not the biggest proponent of many of the giant packages, but I know a lot of people are, and this is always an exciting one. But more exciting for me is we got a voice behind at least one of the packages that won this year. Let's shoot it over to Best Packaging.
Hello there. I'm Jim Laskowski with the Directors Club podcast, member of the Chicago Film Critics Association, and creator of the Now Playing Network, and a variety of other fun things that you can find at jimlaskowski.net. So it's quite the honor to be presenting for this year's edition of Shelf Shock Rewind. Thanks to people like Ryan Verrill and everybody involved with just the physical media community, I am now an obsessive. I am now collecting to the point where there are concerns for my well-being from friends and coworkers and others that have concerns about my level of obsession when it comes to film. Maybe to a little bit of an obsessive degree. And I will say that my fiance is a little bit worried about my obsession with physical media at this point. But I did find her underground in a tunnel, smashing some egg cartons and screaming at the top of her lungs. Yeah, but movies allow us to escape all that, and in some cases confront it in a healthy manner. I'm just so grateful that there is this community of people out there. There's a whole lot of things to be grateful for, and one of those things happens to be physical media packaging design. So without further ado, let's do this. Yeah.
Black Sheep, 2006, 4K, Umbrella Entertainment. A Nightmare on Elm Street, 4K Steelbook Collection, Warner Brothers. Possession, 4K, Second Sight Films. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Trilogy, 4K, Arrow Video. The Wes Anderson Archive, 10 films, 25 years on 4K, Criterion Collection.
The winner, selected by the community, first and foremost, is the Wes Anderson Collection from Criterion 10 films, 25 years, 4K. It's a spectacularly put together collection of films that I happen to love and enjoy immensely. And the winner from the Creators Selection Committee for Best Packaging Design happens to be Possession from Second Sight. Look at how beautiful it is. Thank you so much, and congratulations to Second Sight, who continuously puts out great work. I cannot say enough good things about them, and I certainly adore the film Possession. And then, of course, I came home and was at the bottom of the stairs clutching my copy of Possession. But everything's okay now. What just happened? What year is this?
Wow, that's so nice. Thank you. Well, I did this alongside with Eric Skillman from the Criterion Collection, and then, of course, Wes Anderson. You know, it was his vision to have this 1970s inspired encyclopedia set that felt like you could get it at a yard sale. And so it was an honor to be able to work on it. And it felt like I had been training my whole life for this because I love that style of design. So it felt I felt really grateful to be able to be a part of it. So thank you.
That's incredible. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, the packaging was a labor of love. We actually found a French poster that was the size of a bus, so we had to get it photographed in different sections and then put that together again digitally. So yeah, that was a task in and of itself. Yeah, we actually sent the cleaned up version to Basha, the artist, as well, and we sent her the original poster that we'd found and bought. So yeah, she has the biggest poster known to man has been sent to her. So yeah, to see it go down so well is makes it all worth it.
I want to live a life where somebody sends me a poster of Possession the size of a bus, and that's just like a normal day for me.
Yeah, I could probably wrap that on all four walls of this room, and I'd be fine with it.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Oh my god! I do want to say that the Wes Anderson from Criterion Collection is the most Wes Anderson thing I think I've ever seen in my life. It fits perfectly.
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely fits perfectly. Congrats to Beth. That was one I was so stoked that I was able to get her to be a part of this. Her choices on that release are just simply astonishing. It's something that I was impressed by the moment I heard that she was doing it, the moment I saw it. And if you go to Beth's website, without even the Wes Anderson aspect of it, you look at it and go, yeah, of course she should have designed the Wes Anderson box set. I will say, though, Black Sheep was robbed. I know I already said in the chat, but that box set is by far the best design of everything that we just saw in the categories. Black Sheep should have won. It was amazing. Not any other releases coming covered in wool, guys. Come on, let's go over that one.
Yeah. The wool, blood-soaked wool presentation is because they did that before with Sasquatch Sunset, I think, as well. Right?
They did, yes, they did.
Yeah, it's it's so good, man. It's such a good idea.
What is always exciting is when people come in and rag on Steelbooks, because I'm not a huge Steelbook fan like a lot of people, but I always love when we get the right person to present an award. And what makes more sense than somebody that is literally called Steelbook Obsessed? So let's send it over to Jake.
Hey everybody, Jake here from Steelbook Obsessed, and it's an absolute privilege of mine to help announce what the best Steelbook is, both from the committee and from the community. I adore The Disconnected. This Shelf Shock Rewind is an amazing award ceremony. It's an honor just to be a part of it. There were 232 Steelbook releases in the U.S. this year. I had 141 of them. There were so many great choices to choose from this year, but here are the nominees that made the final list.
Boogie Nights 4K, Warner Brothers. Dogma 4K, Lionsgate Limited. A Nightmare on Elm Street 4K Collection, Warner Brothers. Panic Room 4K, Sony Pictures. Small Soldiers 4K, Paramount Pictures.
Those are all great nominees. I have all of them in my collection behind me, but there can only be one winner. Let's open up the blank Steelbook to see exactly who the winner is. And will you have it? Will you look at that? Both the Creator Selection Committee and the community winner for Best Steelbook is this heavy honker for A Nightmare on Elm Street box set. This is a holy grail piece that is now a reality. Thanks to Warner Brothers, hopefully they continue to put out amazing physical media in 2026 and beyond. We'll see what happens with the whole Netflix of it all. But let's just revel in the positivity that is this amazing box set for an amazing horror franchise. Back to you, Ryan and Chris.
We went this long, just over an hour until somebody said the word Netflix. But thanks, Jake. It could have been worse, I guess. I'm glad that this won in a way, but also I did say it in the chat already. This is the most obvious win of the entire night. I promise the rest are not quite as obvious. But when you're talking about best steelbooks and you get a full steelbook collection for a horror franchise, there's not a lot of options for people that are just diehard about horror. And it looks nice. It is something that is a wonderful release. Glad it came out. Glad that people could find joy in that entirely.
Yeah. I mean, there was no surprise there. I mean, having the original artwork, all the individual steelbooks. I love not having the titles on the front of each of them. I think that was a nice way to kind of like clean it up. The nice little image on the back is something other than just having a blank, back on it. But I think it's the whole entire case in general, having the little details with the torn sweater on it and kind of like the embossing and stuff on that release, I think really puts it over the top. So I think it's well deserved, even though it was a kind of a give me.
Yeah, it was kind of a gimme. What is also important about it is, again, they put so much time to the restoration. So I really want to highlight that part. I know that we're really talking about the steelbooks, and cool. It's a wonderful franchise. I love the movies. I'm just glad they look so good. Let's continue. Every year for the last handful of years, we always bring in a special segment to memorialize somebody that contributed a lot to the industry, and that is the incredible film historian Sergio Mims. And now we've got kind of a long segment. So Chris and I are going to be off the screen for a minute, but I really hope people appreciate this. Here we go.
Sergio Mims was best known as a Chicago-based film critic and the co-founder of the annual Black Harvest Film Festival. But he also championed classical music, especially the works of Black composers. Sergio died in October 2022 at the age of 67 and left behind a legacy of encouragement, education, and passion.
The past three recipients of the Sergio Mims Memorial Award were Kayla Janice, Sam Deegan, and Eugenio Ricolani. All three continue to work tirelessly to deliver high-quality analysis on film through various outlets. We have pushed to give an award in Sergio's name and will continue as long as these awards continue. For the 2025 Shelf Shock Rewind Awards, we would like to present the Sergio Mims Memorial Award for extraordinary contributions to film critique, context, and commentary to Alexandra Heller Nicholas.
If you've picked up any number of releases from any boutique Blu-ray company in the last decade or so, there's a 100% chance you have seen the name Alexandra Heller Nicholas. She has become one of the most distinctive and prolific voices in contemporary film scholarship, particularly in the realms of horror, cult, and exploitation cinema.
Her academic work bridges popular genre studies and serious theoretical inquiry and shows us that films that have been ignored or dismissed as marginal or trash are in fact rich sites of formal experimentation, political discourse, and cultural interest. Through her books on rape revenge cinema, found footage horror, witchcraft, and cult filmmakers, she has consistently modeled how close textual analysis, feminist theory, and historical contextualization can convey complex analysis in accessible and entertaining language.
Beyond the page, Heller Nicholas has made an extraordinary contribution to film culture through her Blu-ray audio commentaries and video essays, which now number in the hundreds. Her commentaries combine production history, genre context, theoretical framing, and scene-specific analysis, all delivered with genuine enthusiasm.
Physical media increasingly has become a vital archive of film history, and her work ensures that genre cinema is preserved as an object of study worthy of intellectual engagement.
What distinguishes her contributions most is the generosity of her approach. She treats filmmakers, audiences, and the films themselves with seriousness and respect. Whether unpacking the politics of violence in exploitation cinema or illuminating the craft behind cult classics, Heller Nicholas embodies a model of public scholarship that is both academically rigorous and audience friendly. Her work reminds us that criticism can expand the canon and deepen our appreciation of films we thought we already knew.
We would like to say thank you to Alexandra Heller Nicholas for her prolific list of accomplishments, her ability to champion and remain enthusiastic about every film, and her passion for physical media across a wide range of genres and mediums.
We would like to share some words of appreciation from a few of her peers and collaborators to share with all of you today.
Alex is literally one of the best academics. I know she's a recovering academic, as she would like to say, but her knowledge of cinema is inspiring, and how she is able to just memorize all this stuff about films is incredible. And I am generally in awe of the woman. She is an absolute force of nature, and yeah, I love her, and yeah, she deserves it.
I think some people would classify Alex as a critic. A critic usually is meant to, you agree, you align with their taste. They can sway you from a movie to watch, not to watch. Alex has always kind of inspired people to watch movies, I think. Big difference that critics aren't able to do sometimes. She influences you and she challenges you to venture off on your own and dig deep into maybe something that she's in love with.
Huge congratulations, Alex. It's such a cool award and has been so wonderful to work with you. You've been a huge inspiration to my work and so very supportive over many, many years now. And so I'm just thrilled that you're being recognized. Congratulations.
If I was to try and list all of the reasons that I love and admire Alex, it could easily fill the pages of a book. Although, unlike Alex, who I suspect never actually takes a break to sleep, in the time it would take me to write that book, Alex would probably have written and published no less than 10 books, and mine would still be nowhere near as good. I first met Alex many years ago, prior to a screening of The House with Laughing Windows, a film that, oddly enough, we wound up recording an audio commentary for, which released last year. So to say that was a fortuitous meeting is something of an understatement, because I've had the good fortune to work with Alex on a number of projects over the years, going all the way back to our days together on community radio station 3RRR 102.7 on Plato's Cave. And in all the time I've known her, I have to say that her dedication to film culture is matched only by the truly intimidating output of her work that she's produced over the years. The book publications, the audio commentaries, the essays, the articles, conference papers, radio and podcast appearances. But beyond the sheer volume of her work or the passion that she brings to each project, the rigorous level of research, the depth of her film knowledge, one of the things that I admire the most is her absolute dedication to making those insights and contributions accessible, without pretension, without academic stuffiness. It's never about gatekeeping for Alex, but about conveying the deep love that she has for the medium to that audience in whatever form that might be, whether it's high art or low art. It's always about the particular film, first and foremost, and about opening cinema up to new insights and new audiences. There's always a selflessness in her approach, which I think is as rare as it is enviable. And I think that's evident too in the way that she lifts up those around her, the way that she uses her platform, and especially in her producing work, to elevate voices that may not always be the most obvious candidates, but are the ones that best serve the particular project by bringing new or alternative perspectives to a film. And I am absolute proof of that, because it's no exaggeration to say that I wouldn't have had the good fortune to have worked on many of the projects that I have without her having my back, without her opening those doors for me. And for that, I'm not only forever in her debt, but also eternally grateful. I'm lucky to count her as a colleague, but even luckier to count her as a dear, dear friend. So, Alex, congrats on this latest recognition. It is thoroughly well earned, and I can't wait to blind buy all of those forthcoming purchases that have your name on them. Viva la cinema, and long live physical media.
Alexandra, holy cannoli, what a gold standard of a writer, a commentator, a personality, and a person. I adore Alexandra Helen Nichols. This woman, this creative, this writer, is somebody who everything she touches is instantly rich, fascinating, intelligent. All of her work has this absolutely intoxicating combination of keen observation, knowledge, and just overall just really a great sense of intelligence that is, that you learn a lot from. And she never talks down to the reader. She never talks down to the listener. She is basically does that thing that all of my heroes do, which is like, she basically is like kind of extending an arm being like, come here, check this out. And I adore that about her. On top of her just always phenomenal work, she is the gold standard of a person in the film community. Alexandra is always, to me, consistently somebody who shines and is classy, is funny, very generous. There's never any sort of potential, every community has its toxicities. Alexandra is never involved with that. She's always rising above it. She never gets tainted by it. She's always just 100% generous and nice and kind and funny. She can have like a savage wit about her, but her heart is golden. Like, I absolutely adore her. And it would be hard pressed to think of somebody more deserving than this award than Alexandra. She is absolutely what all of us in this community should aspire to be the level of. She's absolutely phenomenal, and absolutely congratulations to this just juggernaut of a creator, and all of the kudos and love.
Well, there we have it. I really hope that people take this as a moment to not only look up Alexandra Heller Nicholas's work, but also Sergio Mims's work, and all those people that are just out there constantly praising her work. And it's a lot to praise, because I cannot name anybody more prolific in home video than Alexandra, because I swear every week on my show I mention her name a number of times, and that is awesome. But holy hell, Alexandra, take a break sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, this is, people like her are the reason why I think people like you get into this like we do. People like, myself and Steve with the podcast. She's come up probably at some point in every single episode we've done in some capacity. Like, that's the level of influence. And I can't encourage people enough to, if you haven't seen her work or heard her voice, seek it out and find it. I'm sure it's on your shelves somewhere.
Not only somewhere, and many of the releases. I do want to say Alexandra is approachable, and I think that's one of the most important thing on so many of these releases. Chris and I have both been championing the idea of physical media being education, and I really hope people embrace that for years to come. On that note, let's get back to some of our other pieces. We were just talking about packaging and Steelbook, and of course, what goes hand in hand with that, but great artwork. So let's cover the best artwork of the year.
Hello, my name is Will Dodson. I'm a writer and a media studies professor, and I am delighted to be presenting the award for Best Artwork. The nominees are
Altered States 4K by Richie Beckett, Criterion Collection. The Deadly Spawn 4K by Wes Benscoter, Synapse Films. Freaked 4K by Thomas Nicolette, Umbrella Entertainment. A History of Violence 4K by Connor Williamson, Criterion Collection. A New Leaf 4K, Michael DeForge, Cinematograph.
And the winner of the Creators Selection Committee is Altered States for the Criterion Collection. The winner of the community vote is Altered States, Criterion Collection.
Damn. Okay, that's absolutely wild. Wow. That's crazy, man. I'm so. Firstly, like, I live kind of outside of that world in many ways with like physical media stuff. I'm like such a sort of Luddite in these ways. I felt like when we put out that Criterion art and I saw all the other incredible artwork that was coming out even just in that wave and continuously, you know, like it was a big deal making it. And then when I saw it come out, you know, I saw how much other incredible art was going on in that, and which was really exciting to see. I guess my point in that is like, I don't know how it lands with everyone else collectively amongst all of the other incredible art that's out there, you know. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you to anyone who had any part in voting or making their support known in that way. That's extremely cool. I don't feel like I haven't really been awarded anything in that way before. So yeah, I'm kind of letting this sink in. That's extremely cool. I come from a time of sort of like going to the video store. I don't even now use Blu-rays and DVDs and things like that. Like I don't even have really physical media myself. I come from, you know, I grew up going to the video store, buying something very much based. The packaging was so integral to what I was taking home with me and the decisions I made about what I was going to watch. Going into the video store, you'd go in with an idea of what you wanted to get, but invariably you'd go in and it was someone else who had it out and they only had 3 copies. So then you'd have to go for a wildcard option. And that would very often be based on what the artwork was. And I also feel that in that era, the artwork often was not entirely representational of exactly what the film was even. You know, it was always a kind of a step away from it. I always think of it like the idea of what the art would be if you were telling your friend about the film. You know, this is what this film is. So if it comes to me to then make art to represent a film, whether it's a poster or whether it's packaging like this, I want it to look like what you'd tell your mate the film was, you know? Not just a picture of even depicting a specific moment necessarily from it, but maybe something just a bit more of a fantastical take on it, you know? With Altered States, it's already such a visually stunning film with so many visual, like when I was asked to do it, immediately I jumped at the chance just thinking like, oh yeah, this is the perfect film that I would want to do, because it's just Cam Russell had so many crazy ideas with it and pulled in so many incredible visual ideas into one place. And then I was kind of overwhelmed for a minute of what I was going to do with it because there were kind of too many options. But yeah, I just wanted something really kind of explosive really for the cover. So I drew the whole thing on like a scraper board, on a clay board. So it's all actually it's not drawn in pen and ink like I would normally do. It's actually just scraped into a black scraper board that reveals white underneath with like this little old weird vintage tool that I use. So, but I kind of discovered a new process on this piece specifically. I'd always been obsessed with Bob Peak, who did like all of the Excalibur art. Arrow Video put out recently the Excalibur set and the thing I love about it, they actually just used all of his art. They just printed all of it, which is incredible because no one needs to ever revisit that film in that way, because that's like my favorite art of all time for a film, you know. But I always wanted to do something with that because he has all of those bright shards of light in it, and it's a very specific thing. And I was like, if I can smash that together with my pen and ink work and with the visuals of Altered States, and that was the vision for it, really. So it's like that inspired by Bob Peak, but then trying to put that through the filter of a completely different style, because he uses airbrush, you see. So for airbrushing, all of that makes complete sense to have these shards of light flying around. And it doesn't really lend itself to pen and ink, but somehow I found a way to, yeah, I feel like I discovered something new for myself on that project.
I get something so nice as part of this community to see an artist that doesn't ever get to talk about these, doesn't get notified that like people even like this stuff. He kept going on and on with me about how he's not into the technology side of things. So he is so, pardon the pun here, but disconnected from the entire home video industry. And seeing him like immediately get emotional when I told him the community voted for him to win, man, it meant so much in that moment that I love that he could do that. And then to hear so much, like, when else are we going to hear about the process of him creating a brand new process to make this art? It was so cool.
Yeah, and I mean, the most recent Criterion sale, I didn't even really learn to appreciate the Altered States cover until it was next to and alongside a bunch of other Criterion titles. And I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, this stands out. And I also just want to shout out, because I know it got a lot of criticism, but the History of Violence artwork
It's
is
so good.
so good in contrast to the movie. And it got such a harsh reaction upon the announcement. And I felt like I was one of the few that was like, dude, this fits so well in some weird way. And that's another one that looks great on the shelf as well.
I agree. One thing that I love, of course, is all the on-disc supplements. So that's the next portion that we're going to talk about. I'm going to do the first category, which is going to be Best Interview. And right after this one, we'll get into our next giveaway. So let's cover the Best Interview from 2025.
Oh, okay. Thanks for sitting down with us today. Welcome to the 2026 Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. Now, for the record, can I have you state your name?
Sure. I'm Dustin Putman.
And what would you say you're best known for in the creative space?
Well, I've been a film critic for literally decades. Lord help me. I'm the author of the book, The Fright File, 150 Films to See Before Halloween. Well, I've been fortunate enough to appear as a guest on several different film-related podcasts and YouTube shows these last few years. And coming up, I contributed an essay to New Wave Video's upcoming Blu-ray release of Noriko's Dinner Table.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not ask you all that.
Oh.
Can you tell me the category you're presenting?
Yeah, sure thing. I'll be presenting the award for Best New Interview, and the nominees are...
It won't be this one.
Kicking Against the Pricks. Interview with John Waters, Cecil B. Demented, Umbrella Entertainment. Interview with Mikey Madison, a Nora 4K Criterion Collection. Conversation between Reiner and actor Patton Oswalt, This is Spinal Tap 4K Criterion Collection. The Horror of Normality, Guillermo del Toro on Possession, Possession 4K, Second Sight Films. Wild and Woody, a new video interview with actor Willem Dafoe, New Rose Hotel, Cinematograph.
What an amazing lineup. Can you tell us the winners?
Sure can. I'm so happy to announce the winners for Best New Interview, as voted on by the Creator Selection Committee, and the community are one and the same. And the winner is... The Horror of Normality, Guillermo del Toro on Possession, Possession 4K from Second Sight Films. Congratulations on this great honor.
Excellent. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, yeah, sure. Just 3 more things. Number 1, the Academy clearly wasn't ready for Possession in 1981. 2, the film is actually about divorce. And 3, all hail the octopus. Thank you.
No, amazing. Guillermo's an absolute legend, and he was kind enough to take us for tea and scones in London when he was doing a location recce for Frankenstein. And yeah, he heard that we were putting out Possession, and he was like, please put me on the disc. I need to talk about this film. I love it. And he was true to his word.
Any story about Guillermo del Toro treating somebody to good tea and scones is like, we gotta have that in here. I love that Philip shared that.
It instant envy. for me. Like the moment he said it, I was like, God, how man, I want that. I want...
Yeah, could you imagine tea and scones with Guillermo del Toro talking about possession? Isn't that like a perfect Sunday?
I don't know if I could eat. Like I don't know if I could drink and eat. I'd have to just I would forget and I'd just be staring
Yeah.
into his eyes, listening intently.
Story of my life. I am so glad to see that Guillermo del Toro got some recognition as a big champion of physical media. I think it's an important part of having him on there. But you know what? Another perfect Sunday is winning some physical media. I am giving away a stack of my own releases, things that I can part with for mine. And so for this next one, I'm not sharing the titles. Just send me an email at shelfshockrewind@gmail.com if you can answer this question first that Chris is about to read out.
All right, this is for y'all horny folks out there. What year did the Mitchell brothers open their famous O'Farrell Theater?
This is another one that should be pretty obvious.
Yeah. When I learned this information when I was diving into the box, and I was like, "Of course it is."
Yep. Chris was close on that one. But our winner is already Robert Francis. It is 1969. Robert, you have won. Of course it's 1969. Of course. Robert, send me an email, shelfshockrewind@gmail.com, and I will send you a stack of my own physical media, all for you to love and appreciate, and I can give it a good home. Just nice. I mean, we got to say that, right? Like, there it is.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, you know, it's one that I read that I went into this like whole Mitchell Brothers history dive, and that was the one thing that I was like, oh, 69. All right, very good.
Yep. As somebody has already texted me saying it looks like somebody else commented first, just a heads up, it did not come first on our screen. That was the first one. We do have multiple streams watching, so somebody could be on another channel. My wife is saying, hey, Stan commented first. Actually, no. On the other stream, it was somebody else, I promise. There are multiple places that we're getting comments from. But as we're talking about adult fare in the Mitchell Brothers, let's send it over to somebody that appreciates some more of that and maybe hear from somebody that worked on some adult films. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Rachel Belwar, and I write non-visual essays for the website Comic-Con. I also have a regular column in the Physical Media Advocate. Today, however, I am here with my co-presenter Chucky to present the award for Best Visual Essay. Visual essays are fantastic. It's a really cool bonus feature. Hopefully more labels will get on that train. But like seeing Chucky without hearing Brad Dourif's voice, it's a cool opportunity to actually get to hear from writers and experts whose work you probably already read. But now you get to find out what they sound like. And on the creator side, you get to find out that certain actors' names that you've been saying in your head for years, you've been pronouncing them wrong. Or maybe that's a me problem. I'm a writer, but I certainly appreciate what goes into visual essays. There's editing, there's finding clips, there's making sure you can use the clips because of copyright. Visual essays, awesome, deserve all the attention, and that's why we're giving them an award tonight. So without further ado, the nominees for Best Visual Essay are
Chiaro Scuro, The Double Life of Antonio D'Agostino by Ian Higbee, Eva Mann, Mondo Macabro. Sailor Suits and Sound by Philip Jeffries, School in the Crosshairs, Cult Epics. From Lethal Weapons to Nice Guys by Lee Singer, The Nice Guys 4K, Second Sight Films. Technological Oblivion and Transcendence by Suzanne Boland. Rubber's Lover, New Wave Video. Ugly People Doing Ugly Things, Wes Craven and the Fireworks Woman Saga. Joseph, Madry, The Fireworks Woman, Quality X, Melusine.
And the winner of this year's Best Visual Essay goes to... Thank you, Chucky. We actually have two winners this year. From the Creator Selection Committee, we have From Lethal Weapons to Nice Guys by Lee Singer. And that appeared on Second Sight's Blu-ray release of The Nice Guys. Congratulations. And from the community side, we have Ugly People Doing Ugly Things. Wes Craven and the Fireworks Woman Saga by Joseph Madry. And that appeared on Melusine's release of The Fireworks Woman. Congratulations to you both.
Oh, wow. What an honor. That's very lovely to hear. Wow. Okay. Oof. Okay. So I've been working with Second Sight for good last few years, and they're a great, boutique distribution company here. I think they do absolutely beautiful box sets and special editions. And so it's been a real thrill to kind of pitch video essays or visual essays to go, along they have usually a great roster of extras that they put onto their features. And so, it's the idea is always try and come up with something that, gives a bit of additional insight or analysis or commentary, alongside the booklets and, the audio commentaries. You want it to be its own sort of standalone piece. So, I've been really fortunate. I've done maybe 4 or 5 films with them so far. I'm working on another one right now, and they give you a lot of freedom. So I would like to shout out the people at Second Sight who, obviously Chris Holden, who got me involved in the beginning, and Philip Escott at the company, who puts in a huge amount of work, just getting material. Because obviously the thing with a video essay is you need the clips and the films to put together, for sort of broadcast quality, whatever. But it's, they give me a great amount of freedom and support. So I'm hugely thankful to them. I usually add in some additional music. So there's a guy called Joshua Knox over in the UK who makes original music. He's on, if you go on Instagram, Some Nights Records, that's him. You can check him out there. But I feel that adds a lot to it as well when the music kicks in. But yeah, I mean, it's a really, I make video essays and I've been doing that for about 10 years or so. I'm a film journalist in the UK, but I write still. But video work has become, an increasing part of what I do. And I just find, I'm a big advocate for the form. I think it allows you to talk about films in a different way. The very fact that you're seeing stuff rather than trying to describe what you're seeing in a written medium. And I look at it as filmmaking, it's I always say with a small f, because you're using other people's beautifully produced, shots, scored, beautifully acted, beautifully written. But if you're doing it well, I think there's an element of filmmaking, a script and your own music and, how you cut stuff together, tempo, rhythm, etc. Obviously what you want to say about something. And for me, it's sort of reinvigorated my whole kind of journalistic practice. And The Nice Guys is a favorite of mine.
Lee is an incredible talent, and his video essays always deliver. And I know he went all out on the Nice Guys. It took him a while. He was really slogging away at that. And yeah, it's great to see him rewarded for the hard work he put into that.
Wow. Yeah, that's wild, man. Who would have ever thought that I would get an award for talking about Wes Craven's Lost Porn movie? That's a unique distinction. I think how all this came about was I got a call from my friend Elijah Drenner, who works for Vinegar Syndrome. He had read the book that I wrote, The Soul of Wes Craven, which is a critical biography, and it has a whole chapter on the Fireworks Woman. He said, we'd love to have you record something for this Blu-ray release. We're putting out the original theatrical cut of the Fireworks Woman, which I had not seen at that point. So that was exciting news for me. I dug up a lot of information on the Fireworks Woman when I was researching the book, but it was kind of bits and pieces. There were certain people who didn't want to talk about it for, maybe obvious reasons. And, it took some real digging. And the big discovery came about because of a conversation I had with Roy Frumkes, who was a friend of Wes's in the mid-'70s and who is also part of the Blu-ray release of the Fireworks Woman. There's an interview with him on there. And he just kind of casually mentioned at one point we were talking, Wes wrote this script for this film, and one of the people he shared it with was Norman Mailer, who was also working on some films in the same post house in New York where Wes was working. And so he showed the script to Norman Mailer. Mailer supposedly liked it. That was just sort of a fun anecdote. But being the nerd that I am, I have this habit of going down rabbit holes. So I just said, I wonder where Mailer's literary papers are. And I wondered if there's any chance that he held on to this script and that this script might be floating around in Norman Mailer's papers. So, I went to the finding aid for the Harry Ransom Center in Austin, Texas. And sure enough, there it was, the Fireworks Man script by Wes Craven and Roger Murphy. So, I thought there was a real opportunity when Elijah came to me and said, we're putting out the theatrical cut for the first time. This is a cut of the film that, unless you saw The Fireworks Woman in the theater in 1975, you weren't going to have seen this cut. I'd seen the VHS cut. The VHS cut's all over the internet. But it's shorter, and some of the more controversial and interesting moments of the film were not in it. So I thought here's a real interesting opportunity to talk about what Wes's original plan for the film was, what he wrote down, what's in the script, and to do kind of a compare contrast with the theatrical cut. So two different kind of versions of the story that really until this release, people didn't know. I mean, you can go to the Harry Ransom Center if you want and read the script; it's there. But I figure most people probably aren't going to do that. So I thought it was exciting to talk about Wes's story in its purest form, and that's really what the guys at Vinegar Syndrome and Melusine, that's what they put out. I'm grateful that this version of the film exists. I'm grateful to be a part of it, and I appreciate that you're drawing attention to it and that it's been so well received.
This man wrote what is the best way to say this? Like an exhaustive history of Wes Craven. And we got him as part of the show to talk about his long lost adult movie. And that's just beautiful to me. Like the fact that he started this with a sentiment of like, haha, what are you doing awarding me for that? But we get this really wonderful story about like film history surrounding Norman Mailer and Wes Craven. And that is, a part of many of our shelves now. That's just amazing.
Yeah. I mean, that book is incredible, but I adore visual essays because to me, beyond studio releases and making of documentaries, that's the gateway for people. I think that's the easiest starting point for a lot of people because there's the visual component. And then from there, getting into like interviews and audio commentaries are kind of the next step. But I feel like that's kind of where my deeper foray began. It was like, oh, I'm really into documentaries, really into the making of stuff, started discovering visual essays, and then that kind of opened the door for like, I think I can sit down in a couch or on my couch and listen to an hour and a half interview. And then that turned into, let me watch the movie 4 times with 3 different commentary tracks. And now it's led to me where I am now, an absolute sociopath. So
yes, all of us that love physical media are sociopaths. One way that you could join us and be a sociopath is by enjoying the written essays that get a lot of work put into them. Some of them it will just blow your mind. There were ones that were not nominated this year that are some of the best things that I've read in years that came out in 2025. And I really hope people are cracking open their limited editions, actually reading the books cover to cover. Check them out. If you love a movie, you will love it even more after reading up on the context behind it. And shout out to a dear friend and previous co-host of this very award show to tell us who won for best newly written essay.
Oh, hello. Good evening. My name is Celeste de la Cabra. You may know me from this very channel, or even previous iterations of this very award show. You may also know me from my YouTube channel, appropriately entitled Celeste de la Cabra. You may also know me from my essays that I've produced for discs from Deaf Crocodile and New Wave Video. You may also know me from my segment 15 Minutes with You on the Punk Vacation podcast, reviewing classic and contemporary erotic cinema. You may also know me from my general propensity to piss off Zack Snyder perverts, Republicans, fascists, and centrists on the internet, such as my wont. I'm here with the distinct honor to present the award for Best New Written Essay. You know, As a bit of a written essayist myself, I know a thing or two about the written word. I have explored its power and its seduction intimately and thoroughly. I have and will always advocate for the written essayist to not be marginalized to the limited edition only. The writing that my fellow critics and historians create is valuable, and I'm happy to be a part of celebrating them. With that all being said, the nominees for Best New Written Essay are as follows.
The Eva Man films by Ismael Fernandez, Eva Man, Mondo Macabro. The Innkeepers by Heather Wixson, The Innkeepers 4K, Second Sight Films. On Possession by Elena Lazic, Possession 4K, Second Sight Films. Twisted Issues by Heather Drain, Twisted Issues, Saturn's Core Audio and Video. The Sadness by Michelle Kisner, The Sadness 4K, Arrow Video.
And the award for Best New Written Essay goes to On Possession by Elena Lazic from, appropriately, the Second Sight Limited Deluxe Edition of Possession. My second favorite film of all time and my favorite release of the year. I'm very happy to have presented this. Congratulations, Elena. Thank you for all your wonderful work. And shout out Isabella Gianni.
Brilliant. Yeah. Elena is a force of nature, and when it comes to horror and art house horror, she is one of the best to do it. So very well deserved.
I want to shout out women who are brilliant. Lots of women nominated in this category. Lots of women nominated for visual essay or I think it was a visual essay, but commentaries we're about to see in just a moment. Women are truly incredible in this field and do not get enough attention. And for that note, I did want to point out that as we honored Alexandra Heller-Nicholas earlier, I didn't know this, but she was watching live as we were sharing that video with the world, and she was emailing me. I invited her to come on, but she said she was too emotional after this and said that she truly loved the support and just want to say thank you to everybody that has given her love in the chat because it meant a lot to her. So that means a lot to me, the fact that people are watching this and care. So thank you, Alexandra.
Yeah, thank you. And I really need people to crack open their books when they get these releases. I feel like that's the last thing people go to, and read them cover to cover and pay attention to who's writing them. Read them twice, 3 times if you have to fully understand and take in the information. But please open them up and appreciate them, because some of the best work you will ever read on a film are hiding in that thing you're afraid to open. So
some of the other places that you'll find a lot of stuff at audio commentaries. I know you and I are somebody that will sit here, listen to an audio commentary and take a bunch of notes, but I love to see the right people get commendation for the amount of work that they're putting into these. So let's cover the best audio commentary of the year.
Hey, physical media lovers, this is Steven from Beyond the Blood podcast, where we discuss our favorite horror films and dissect the audio commentaries behind them. Last year was a massive win for physical media. We had a number of boutique labels that delivered incredible 4K restorations, stacked special features, and thoughtful audio commentaries that reminded us why we collect.
Alexandra Heller-Nicholas and Allison Taylor, Possession 4K, Second Sight Films. Frank Sebastiano and Mike Hunchback, Dirty Work 4K, Vinegar Syndrome. Arna Venema and Mike Leader, Inflatable Sex Doll of the Wastelands, Deaf Crocodile. Sam Deegan, Altered States 4K, Criterion Collection. Willow Caitlin McClay and Caden Mark Gardner, Eva Man, Mondo Macabro.
I'm honored to be announcing the winners for Best New Audio Commentary. The Creators Selection Committee winner is Alexandra Heller-Nicholas and Allison Taylor for the Possession 4K release from Second Sight Films. And the community winner is Sam Deegan for the Altered States 4K release from the Criterion Collection. Two incredible selections and a reminder of why physical media and the voices behind it matter so much. Audio commentaries keep these films alive, deepen the experience, and connect us to the art in a whole new way. I'm Steven from Beyond the Blood, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Well, I don't know about Ali, but I'm absolutely tickled pink. And as much as I would like to take credit for this, I think it's really worth pointing out that I was really there to kind of facilitate Ali, who literally wrote the book on possession. This is, I will accept sharing this prize, this award, but it's really Ali and her amazing film brain. And I guess, Ali, your dedication to this film extends to the point that you're doing this video while you're in Berlin.
I mean, it just felt right. It felt right. No, I think I was coming on here to say the opposite, which is I think a lot of credit goes to Alex. And the joy of lighting a bong for Bob, I will never forget. Just kidding. But yeah, I'm in Berlin, which is just so fitting. I've just come a couple of hours ago from checking out the red carpet. I stood there in the rain with my little hood on and got absolutely soaked, but it was well worth it. And then I get to come back and talk about Possession. What a dream come true. I'm a film nerd heaven right now. But yeah, I'm super stoked and very happy that we got voted for. That's so kind. I'm just a film nerd doing what film nerds do.
And you do it so well. We would have obviously Chris and Phil and, the great Daniel Bird, of course, in Possession. All roads lead back to Daniel. Yeah, so obviously they're very much a part of this story. Like, we quite literally wouldn't have done this commentary without those people being involved. Daniel in particular is, somebody that I know that we're both immensely grateful to for a whole bunch of reasons.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you. We're so tickled. It's really amazing.
Could not have written that book without his input. He is the possession expert, having spent so much time with Kowalski, and so I've learned a great deal from him. I've learned a great deal from Alex, and yeah, it's just it's really exciting. So thank you, Ryan.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, they are two actual powerhouses of knowledge, and they deserve all the acclaim. The absolute legend. Alex, in particular, is an absolute legend, and yeah, the more she wins, the better the community is, because she deserves all the awards.
Possession, taking it away tonight. I know a lot of people in the chat are noticing. Yeah, Possession got a lot of attention this year, which is great because it came out late in the year. But also, I understand the ire some people have with that because it has been released so many times. But I know something that you and I have talked about before are definitive editions, and as of this point, there is no reason Possession ever needs to be released again unless it's coming out in the US because it's not had a good proper current release of it, or like Italy or Germany or somewhere like that. You've got a proper Australian release, you've got a proper UK release. I think we can probably let it rest after that.
Yeah. I think it's time to start working on something else. So this is the definitive release, and I mean, it's incredible that it's getting so much attention because the work behind it is years in the making, and this was talked about so many times over what I feel like has been the last 3 years. We knew it was coming from Second Sight. Everybody had very high hopes for what was gonna come from it, and I think when that announcement officially came out and people saw what was going to come, it tickled a lot of people in just the right spot. You know what I mean?
What a way to say that about that movie. On that note, I think it's probably a good time to head to our next giveaway, which is, I believe, for another Odyssey gift card. Is that right?
It is, yeah. Odyssey Movie Store giving away another $25 gift card, and kind of themed this one pretty appropriately, I think. So whoever's first is going to win the gift card. Your question is, the first recorded audio commentary was on a Laserdisc release in 1984. What film featured that commentary track?
I know this has been up to debate for a couple people, but it's pretty documented that this first film got it. I read you say in 1969. That was a good try. Um, Look at that on the immediate. I got to be honest, since he already won one, I'm going to give it to the next person. Sorry, Robert. I'm going to share the love a little bit. Next one was Robert Hubbard of this is weird to know this offhand, but Robert Hubbard in Kansas over there winning for somebody else. I'm gonna give that one to Robert. Sorry, Robert, or the other Robert that is missing out on that one. And congratulations! Look, Robert's all around. Yes, it was a Criterion King Kong release that got the first commentary on Laserdisc. Mr. Hubbard, we will get you a discount code for $25 at odysseymovies.com. And Robert Francis, god dang, on the trigger with getting two of them right tonight. The first, amazing, very well done. That was astonishing. Possession is an incredible release. It is a single feature release, and we always, as we all saw from somebody commenting earlier, it's not fair for box sets to compete against single features. So let's discard some of those and talk about the best single or double feature release of the entire year throughout the entire world.
Hey everybody, it's Ryan, co-host of the New World Pictures podcast, a podcast dedicated to New World Pictures from the era of Roger Corman until the 1990s when they were doing TV shows and a TV movie starring Ricky Schroeder directed by Fright Night's Tom Holland. It's a real thing, look it up. Anyway, I'm here to discuss the best single or doubles of 2025, and I am so excited because I'm a huge tennis fan. I watch Wimbledon every single year, and what? This isn't for the ESPYs? Well, how was I supposed to know? Ryan's got his hands in literally everything these days. How am I? Well, this was ridiculous then. Okay, so that was... Okay, so the nominees for the best single or double feature release are...
The Beyond 4K, Grindhouse releasing. Eyes Wide Shut 4K, Criterion Collection. Freaked 4K, Umbrella Entertainment. A New Leaf 4K, Cinematograph. Possession 4K, Second Slate Films.
And the Creators Selection Committee winner is Possession 4K from Second Sight. And the community winner is The Beyond 4K from Grindhouse Releasing. Congratulations to all. I can't think of a better and more deserving winner, so well done, everyone. Even to David Fair, who despite being ranked number 3, never won a Grand Slam singles title. But let's just go and enjoy some movies.
Wow. Last year was an incredible year for physical media as well, so that is a true honor. And we've been huge fans of the film for many, many years now, and to see it this well embraced is really heartwarming. So thank you all, guys.
Wow, that's great. It feels like a single release, but really there's 3 different versions of the movie on the disc, which kind of makes it kind of a triple feature if you want to look at it like that. But that's great too. Thank you.
I feel a little called out in that one from Ryan, but I'll accept it, I guess.
You know what, though, dude? Phil Escott has spent so much time accepting awards. His dog left the room. You know, his dog was like, "I'm done. I'm going to another room."
Yep. Yeah, that was crazy. Phil has accepted so many awards tonight. Bob's accepted his fair share. Absolutely ridiculous set of titles to win tonight. The comedy bit of Ryan holding up Freaked just in the bottom, I thought that was perfect. Super great slate of releases, and the hard part, literally all of those I could have seen winning and it would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. None of those are egregious and shouldn't be a part of it.
Yeah.
I import a lot. Are you somebody that imports a whole lot?
Yeah. I mean, region free Blu-ray player is the best purchase I've ever made in my life. I actually think probably at this point most of my boutique collection is imported. So I would say
That's a good question. I wonder what my ratio is. Got to be pretty high.
I don't even think you know how many movies you own. I don't even know how you're going to figure that out.
At least 14.
I don't even think
something.
You don't
like
even know
that.
what's behind you right now, man. I don't even know what's behind you right now.
The crazy thing is, anybody can name a title, and usually it's within arm's reach somehow. And don't bother looking at the rest of the room because it is intimidating.
And your collection is rooms. Rooms.
No, it is not. Don't you lie to the country like that. All right. Speaking of countries, let's head over to Germany to find out what the best Region B release of 2025 was.
Warning signs of satanic behavior. And Vincent Price.
As wild, grisly nightmares haunted his sleep. Some things you're about to see and hear might be too graphic.
In the name of Satan.
Talk to your children about not talking to strangers, and do it today.
Greetings, collectors, creatures, and beautiful physical media demons. Welcome back to the Shell Shock Rewind Awards, the only award show where the real winners live on our shelves forever. This next category celebrates the dark magic of Region B. Yeah, imports, restorations, limited editions, the releases we hunted, waited for, and paid too much shipping for. Yeah, but we did it anyway. Because we have no self-control. And now, the moment we all have waited for. The nominees for Best Region B Release are...
The Curse of Frankenstein 4K, Hammer Films. The Florida Project 4K, Second Sight Films. Freaked 4K, Umbrella Entertainment. The Nice Guys 4K, Second Sight Films. Possession 4K, Second Sight Films. Radical Japan, Cinema and State 9 Films by Nagisa Oshima, Radiance Films. Takashi Ishii, Four Tales of Nami, Third Window Films. When Evil Lurks 4K, Second Sight Films.
Welcome back, my shelf-dwelling disciples. The votes have been counted, the rituals completed, and the winners are ready to rise from their coffins. As always, we have two winners. One chosen by the community, and one chosen by our creator selection committee. The CSC, who have excellent taste and possibly sleep in coffins. The winner for Best Region B Release, as chosen by the Creator Selection Committee, is The Curse of Frankenstein 4K Hammer Films. An absolute resurrection. Beautiful 4K restoration, rich colors, glorious gothic horror, and Peter Cushing has never looked so respectfully undead. And now, the winner chosen by the community. Oh no. Oh, come on guys. It's happening again. The Curse of Frankenstein 4K Hammer Films. A double victory, I would guess. The CSC voted for it. The community voted for it. Even the spirits in my media room voted for it. They are very into Hammer Films. And they like their stuff. So congratulations to Hammer Films for bringing The Curse of Frankenstein back to life in stunning 4K, a release so good it united collectors, critics, and possibly the underworld and some spirits. Hail physical media, and remember, collect responsibly, or don't. I'm not your priest. I don't give a damn.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.
with the upset of the night. I do got to say, though, I think this is incredibly well deserved. For those of you that have not picked up the Curse of Frankenstein disc from Hammer, and I shouldn't say disc, it is, I think, a 6-disc release, which is maybe it's 5 or 6 discs. It is absolutely a remarkable pickup. The essays in this thing are incredible. Just an astonishing pick overall. I'm so glad this is out there. Did you pick up this box?
I did not, but I have a few of the new Hammer releases, and talk about a company really embracing not just the collector fans of theirs, but the just journalistic researching side and putting everything on the table out there. It's absolutely incredible what they've been doing. And I think other studios need to take serious notes because Hammer is just continuing to crush it release after release, even beyond the big giant ones. Even their more minimal ones are as expansive as they can possibly be. So I'm glad they're getting some attention here.
Well, and you and I live in Region A, so many of the discs that we pick up are Region A films. And the overall presenters for tonight, we're going to keep it to us for Region A. So let's just talk about what the nominees are, and let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Here we go.
A New Leaf 4K Cinematograph. Dirty Work 4K Vinegar Syndrome. Eyes Wide Shut 4K Criterion Collection. Sorcerer 4K Criterion Collection. The Beyond 4K Grindhouse Releasing. Anura 4K Criterion Collection. Let's Scare Jessica to Death 4K Vinegar Syndrome. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4K Trilogy, Arrow Video.
So this might be the most stacked category of the entire night. I had a terribly difficult time picking the best one for this one. And funny enough, I kind of think I ended up with a New Leaf. I think that one, what was that? That's the one I voted for. But let's talk about what did end up winning. And the winner for both the CSC and the community is, why don't you share it?
The Beyond 4K from Grindhouse Releasing.
An astonishing release. 6-disc limited edition set. It is a crazy, crazy pickup. Everybody should check that out. Let's Scare Jessica to Death, another beautiful one. The cinematograph release of A New Leaf, astonishing. Dirty Work from Vinegar Syndrome, all well and good. But of course, because it's somebody that we've seen tonight, we got to have Mr. Bob Murawski on to talk about his win for the best Region A release.
That's great. I mean, when I think of so many releases that came out last year, and I'm friends with a lot of the labels. So David Gregory at Severin, Joe Rubin at Vinegar Syndrome, Don May at Synapse, Bill Lustig at Blue Underground. I mean, all the incredible things that they put out, and it's a little overwhelming. I was afraid with the Beyond we would just sort of get lost in the shuffle because there were so many good things coming out. But yeah, I mean, that's something to be really proud of as well. So thank you.
Grindhouse does an absolutely remarkable job on every single one of their discs. You can pick up their new one right now, which looks insane. I am so excited for people to pick that up and go, why did I purchase this? Because this is so wild. But the big thing is they always award people for purchasing their disc because they've got bonus films, they've got bonus features like crazy, they've got beyond ridiculous insight on all of the extras. I cannot wait for Scarlet Warning 666. It looks insane. Check that out on their website now if you are into it. It is strictly limited. But one thing that was limited that you might be able to win right now, because it's time for our next giveaway. Chris, what are we giving away next?
Ooh, okay. So this is coming from me. I kind of wanted to, spread some good wealth out there and treat some people to one of my favorite box sets of last year. I'm going to be giving away my own copy of the V Cinema Essentials Bullets and Betrayal from Arrow Video. I bought this right from the get-go. I did watch every disc. I treat my stuff immaculately, I promise. and this is an absolutely incredible set. And I kind of want to spread the wealth and give it to somebody who's going to answer this next question as perfectly as possible. So,
and obviously, if you already have it, please hold off. You don't need to answer and win a second copy. So please, if you already have it, let's just let other people have a chance.
Yeah, of course. So here is your question. During a 2019 interview with Howard Stern, Russell Crowe wished 2 of his films would get a sequel. The Nice Guys was his first, and what was his second?
I love The Nice Guys, by the way. Great movie.
Aw.
What is the second Russell Crowe film that he wish got a sequel? Answer in the chat. If you're the first one to answer, you can win the Arrow Video V Cinema box set from Chris himself. It was not Master and Commander, like 2 people said immediately. Although I got to admit, Master and Commander would have made a pretty decent sequel.
Yeah, good sequel. Yeah.
Laurent said romper stopper, and oh my god, that is hilarious. Wow. Somebody answered, but I'm going to give it to Couch Odyssey because the first one to answer was my wife. My wife got it right. We already had the box set. Good job, baby. But Couch Odyssey has won for the night. LA Confidential is the correct answer. And Couch, you can go home with that beautiful box set. Email me at shelfshockrewind@gmail.com. That romper stomper answer was hilarious. Absolutely threw me off. And how did my wife just win that? What the hell? Congrats.
She's on it.
That is amazing. Yeah, he forgot about Virtuosity. I bet he wants to forget about Virtuosity. One thing that we're not forgetting about is incredible box sets. So let's check out the win for best box set of 2025.
I'm Jordan from the Movie Den, where I cover horror, physical media, and getting those special editions that make us say, I never need to buy another version of this film again. I'm here to present the category for Best Box Set, honoring the releases that deliver the full package, presentation, restoration, and all the extras that are really worth digging into. And now, here are your nominees.
Michael Haneke Collection, Umbrella Entertainment. A Nightmare on Elm Street 4K Steelbook Collection, Warner Brothers. Shawscope Volume 4, Arrow Video. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4K Trilogy, Arrow Video. The Wes Anderson Archive, 10 films, 25 years 4K, Criterion Collection.
And now we've come to the results for Best Box Set. Now this category recognizes 2 winners. One was selected by the Creators Selection Committee, and the other was a community vote. And the winners are the Michael Haneke Collection from Umbrella Entertainment. And the community winner, we've got A Nightmare on Elm Street Steelbook Collection from Warner Brothers. 2 outstanding releases and 2 excellent reasons to upgrade your shelving.
Those horror fans, they'll just vote for anything to win. I knew that they would get Nightmare on Elm Street, sadly. There's a couple others that I felt like could have done very well in this category that I can't put my thumb on the scale or anything, but I feel like we could have done a little bit better than Nightmare on Elm Street this time.
Yeah, but the Umbrella Collection getting some love is a very, very, very nice kind of mix in there.
It's truly incredible. We got Zach in the chat saying it's a huge upset. Not only that, I think it really shows the attention to detail from our CSC, our Creator Selection Committee, that they are paying attention to these releases in a special way, because that Haneke box set is special. It is one that if you want to have I'll say it, a not great night, but enjoy the cinema that you're watching. If you want to feel a major downer, you should pick up that Haneke box set. And if you don't pick that one up, you should check out the Curzon release in the UK, if that might be cheaper.
Yep. That's actually what I have. I have the Curzon release, and I was having a great day until I watched Benny's video on a random pick one day. And that was a bad night after that.
Yeah, I can see why. That makes perfect sense.
Bit of a downer.
So let's go into the actual label recognition now. So one thing that is really interesting about labels is there are so many different types of labels. They obviously focus on genre sometimes, they focus on world cinema sometimes, they focus on certain things, but it's kind of easy to break these up into those that are releasing around 15-ish or less releases every year, and those that are releasing a much larger number than that usually. So we have our small slate boutique labels and our large slate boutique labels. So let's start with the small slate boutiques, and let's throw it over to that one.
Hey everybody, Jason Kleberg here from the Force 5 podcast. There are a ton of small slate boutique labels out there, and they are doing fantastic work. Whether it is finding an old gem that you've never heard of before, or just sprucing up an old favorite, they're making sure that these films look and sound as good as possible with sometimes very limited resources. Here are your nominees for the best annual slate from a single small slate boutique label.
Deaf Crocodile, Fun City Editions, Connie Releasing, Second Sight Films, Terror Vision.
All of these nominees deserve your attention, so please check them out and support them. But we gotta have a winner, and this year the Creator Selection Committee winner are my homies, Deaf Crocodile. Congratulations. You put out an awesome product. I got Son of the Stars over here somewhere behind me. And we're not stopping there. We got the community winner. The community winner of the best single small slate boutique label goes to Second Sight Films. Congratulations, everybody.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, no, yeah, honestly, this year I was just like, we had 2 good years. Like, nothing's happening this year, which is fine. Like, we're not a new label anymore. People, the shininess was worn off. But no, that's awesome. Thankfully, we had 2 releases that shipped late.
We just got in under the wire. Oh, that's fantastic. And we buy from all of the other labels as well. So that's, yeah.
And I do love this past year's, those 15 titles are pretty darn diverse. I do love that, we have fans that love our stuff. It still does drive me a little crazy that when people always are like, yeah, they put out all the Russian or Eastern European films. I'm like, yeah, we do a lot of that, but there's so much more. Yeah, and honestly, and I've said it before, and it's worth repeating, is the more exposure you have to all these other cultures and all this other cinema, the more you realize we're all the same. Like, the otherness is just, it's like lines on a map that don't really exist. like just see more films from all around the world, and you'll start to understand. I'm like, oh yeah, we're all just kind of the same. We're all telling the same story.
Well, that means a lot, yeah, because obviously we're not the most prolific label, so we do spend time putting these things together, and we appreciate everyone's patience, and yeah, that's really touching. So thank you all very much, guys.
Sorry about that. Came back too early on that first one. Congrats to Deaf Crocodile and Second Sight, 2 very different companies that are reaching a lot of people across the world right now.
Mhm.
And gosh, the amount of just amazing work from both of those companies should be recognized. I am always stoked to see some recognition for both of those companies. Any thoughts on Second Sight or Deaf Crocodile?
Yeah, I mean, Second Sight is one of my favorite labels. Their, announcements are always very, very like they've become kind of like the new event when there's a second side announcement coming up because there's not many of them. And I feel like when they do come, they hit and people want them and they're in demand. And that waiting period between hitting the pre-order button and it being delivered is always when I'm most eager and checking the shipping every 5 minutes, even though I do that all the time anyways. But I think the biggest point there people need to take home is taking a chance on just film from all around the world
Yeah.
and taking those lessons. I think, you know, if you limit yourself only to what is coming out in the US, you know, I think you're really restricting you know, you're just restricting yourself. And I feel like you're only going to do yourself, you know, harm by not reaching out and seeing what else is out there and kind of learning different cultures and learning different worldviews. And that's why I think these companies are important because they're putting in the work to educate us on this stuff. We just need to be the ones to take a chance and open our minds, and I think we'll be better for that.
Well, on that note, we have a lot of large slate boutique labels that are making us challenge ourselves with world cinema and trying new things. So let's find out the winner of that one.
Hi everyone, my name is Michael from The Movie Room. At The Movie Room, we celebrate physical media, film collecting, and the incredible boutique labels that keep film history alive. If you share that passion, we'd love for you to visit us at themovieroom.com. It's a genuine honor to present the Shelf Shock Rewind Award for the best annual slate from a single large slate boutique label for 2025. An award recognizing the companies that consistently deliver exceptional releases and continue pushing physical media forward. These labels prove every month that physical media is not only alive, it's thriving. And all of this year's nominees represent the very highest level of excellence in boutique film releases. And now, here are the nominees.
Arrow Video, Criterion Collection, Radiance Films, Umbrella Entertainment, Vinegar Syndrome.
And now, the 2025 winners. The Creator Selection Committee Award goes to Vinegar Syndrome. I want to personally say that I'm a longtime supporter of Vinegar Syndrome and their mission of film restoration and preservation. I've been a subscriber for 10 years in a row and always will be. Their dedication to rescuing and restoring cinema is truly unmatched. And the Community Choice Award goes to Arrow Video. Arrow is also incredible, and I own hundreds of their titles, including some of my all-time favorites. Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow, and all the other nominees continue to prove that the passion for physical media remains stronger than ever. Thank you for allowing me to present this award, and thank you to everyone who continues to support boutique labels and physical media.
Wow. Holy moly. Well, thank you very much, everyone. I don't know what to say. I mean, we are incredibly fortunate to get to do what we do and that people are into it and that they keep coming back for more. And, you know, we're very fortunate that we've developed some great relationships with studios and rights holders that trust us with their IP, their catalog. And, you know, that's why a company like Warner or MGM will give us a chance and let us do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or the Dollars Trilogy or all these big titles that a few years ago would have been crazy to dream that, you know, we would have ever gotten the chance to, you know, do any of those. And yeah, based on what I know, 2026 is going to be even crazier. So there's tons of stuff I wish I could tell you, but, you know, you'll have to wait and see. But it's all very exciting. So thank you very, very much to everyone who voted for us. And, you know, we'll try and keep impressing you and, you know, giving you more reasons to come back to our video as much as we can.
Jeez. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you guys for voting for us. very much appreciated from everyone in the restoration and film preservation community, everybody, the fans, everyone who's done this, and we can't thank you enough for it's a lot of work, as I'm sure other labels know as well, and but at the same time, we don't plan on stopping anytime soon either. So very excited about this. So thank you very much, and stay tuned for what's coming up.
Hell of a year in 2025 for these large labels. Any thoughts on VS or Arrow?
Yeah, I mean, both well deserved. I'm more shocked that Mike from the movie room has been a subscriber for 10 years.
That's a long time to subscribe to Vinegar Syndrome.
That is legendary. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be excited about from every single label. I think Vinegar Syndrome and Arrow is just consistently knocking it out of the park. A, with just the wide variety of stuff they're putting out, but B, the presentation, the discs are always fantastic. So I think it's very well earned on that front.
I got to shout out Slave to Cinema brought up The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly didn't get any nominations, but it's one of the best of last year. I really agree. I think it got like 2 nominations, and it didn't quite get enough to be able to be in a list of nominees. I think the reason is people looked at all 3 of the trilogy, sadly, as like one release, and it's kind of hard. You can't vote for like the Man with No Name trilogy. So yeah, I get it. I wish that it would have been recognized, because they truly are absolutely the astonishing peaks of those films for sure.
Yeah, I'm surprised The Mask 4K didn't get any nominations, because whoever has watched that, it looks and sounds phenomenal.
It looks ridiculous. Before our next giveaway, I'm always excited to hear about new labels cropping up. So let's find out who the best new label of 2025 is.
Hello and welcome to another category of the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. My name is Michael Vyers, and I am the host of the Shameless Picture Show podcast. For those of you who may not be familiar with my podcast, the Shameless Picture Show is built on the concept that everyone, no matter who you are, no matter how much of a cinephile you are, has a list of shame. A list of movies that for whatever reason you have missed or not seen. And what we do on our show is we watch it together, we discuss it, and we have a really open, candid conversation that is filled with positivity and has no gatekeeping and no judgmental feelings. So, keeping with that feeling of positivity, a lot of people will try to tell you that physical media is on the downswing, but I don't believe that for a second, because there's more and more boutique labels popping up every single year. So I'm here to introduce the nominees for the best new label.
Bizarro, Brainstorm Media, Hammer Films, Club Super 8, New Wave Video.
All right, now that we've seen all those wonderful nominees, let's figure out who the best new label is for this year. So what we're going to do is we're going to consult my Shelf Shock Rewind top secret VHS case. All right. And as voted by the Creator Selection Committee, the winner is Hammer Films. And then, as voted by the community, the best new label is also Hammer Films. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure you go out and check out Hammer Films. And as I always say, I will see you next time. Shame time, shame place, Shameless Picture Show.
I hope people understand that I tried to not reveal many of the counts behind it, but this was the most lopsided win of the entire night. Hammer Films got the vast majority of the votes for this one. Hammer obviously been around for decades and decades and decades, but as a label, this is a new thing. Glad that they were able to come out here and make a huge a huge presence, be known pretty much immediately, and I think that they've done great work and can't wait to see what they've got coming out next.
Yeah. My pick would have been New Wave Video, but I mean, Hammer absolutely crushed it.
My pick was New Wave Video as well. I love John, and I love everything that they're doing. I cannot wait to share some of the stuff they've got coming out. Everybody loves a giveaway. Let's give away another stack of movies there, Chris.
All right. Your question is to win a Ryan stack.
Second of the night. Here we go.
What was the name of Vinegar Syndrome's streaming service discontinued in 2018?
This is one I bet a lot of people know, so somebody's going to get this very quickly. It's not necessarily a secret, so I'm sure that this one will be something that is just fastest fingers in the West is going to win. The winner of this one is going to send me an email at shelfshockrewind@gmail.com, and you will get that second pile of films. The winner, Travis Linthicum, exploitation.tv is the name of the Vinegar Syndrome streaming service. Travis, send me an email, shelfshockrewind@gmail.com, and I will get your address, please, and I will send that to you this week. Congratulations on the win. Jeremy said Tubi. That's pretty good. That's a good one.
Yeah. I think that could also be like Full Moon secondary one. There's a lot that could fall into.
Yeah,
Tubi.
absolutely. Let's go into just giving out an award for best labels at this point. We're really only focusing on region A and B. There's not a whole lot of like major English friendly region C labels. So that's not a common thing. So that's why we keep it at A and B. So let's find out the winner of the best region B label anywhere in the world.
Hey film fans, I am Graham from Man v Film. I am a hugely nerdy film fan all the way from Scotland, and I love delving into the new boutique Blu-ray releases. There is nothing more satisfying than ripping open a new film, looking at the packaging, putting on the extras, and enjoying the amazing transfer of a film that I'm just discovering. And for me, the discovery aspect of these releases are something that's truly transformative, really expanding my knowledge base and my passion for film, which is why I'm here today to talk about the best Region B label. And the nominees are...
Arrow Video, Imprint Films, Radiance Films, Second Sight Films, Umbrella Entertainment.
So what is the best Region B label? Can I get a drum roll, please? The Creator Selection Committee has voted Radiance Films as the best Region B label. But the community have chosen as well, and their choice is Radiance Films as well. Well deserved. I love their releases. I cover as many as I possibly can, and I think they're a label who have been running for 3 years and done terrific stuff. I can't wait to see what they're going to bring out in their 4th year. Well done.
About time. We got some love for Radiance here. I love that we pull it out at the very end of this. Radiance absolutely deserves this incredible label. You and I haven't talked much about Radiance. Have you picked up much from Radiance?
Yeah. I mean, I have quite a few. I think the Dai Gothic sets are some of my favorite in my collection. I just picked up a couple titles at the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale. Radiance is one of those labels that I can blind buy and be very excited for and have really like high confidence that I'm going to enjoy what they're putting out. I also just love their presentation. Like I absolutely love the OB strips and stuff. They're one of my favorites, man. They're incredible.
I agree. They absolutely are one of the most exciting labels out there. I think everything that they do is curated to a point where it is inspiring confidence in people that love their stuff. So it's exciting. Love that people appreciate them and trust them and put stock in what they're putting out. And it showed in the vote. So congrats, Radiance. That's a big deal. But that's only one side of the world. Let's talk about Best Region A label. And for that, we go to a face you might recognize.
Greetings, everyone out there watching the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. My name is Joe Lynch.
I'm Becca Howard.
And we are the hosts of A Couple of Old Fashions with Becca and Joe, the video podcast for movie lovers by movie lovers, where each week we come up with a theme. We each pick 2 titles that neither of us knows which one. We come here, we talk about what the movies are. We then go to that couch, watch the movies, then come back and discuss if in fact we have created the perfect double feature.
Especially for date night.
Yes, date nights especially.
You can watch seasons 1 and 2 currently available on YouTube, or if you're more oratorially inclined, it's also available wherever you get your podcasts. But enough shameless plugging of our
I'll get rid of all the plugs. There you go. Go on.
Speaking of shameless,
Ooh.
we are here to talk about the many beautiful labels and companies that do what we consider to be God's work.
Cinema gods.
Cinema gods, taking titles from the past, from current film lives, forgotten gems, cult classics, and bringing them back to the world in beautiful restoration, Blu-rays and 4Ks.
I.e. our favorite movies usually. And as lovers and collectors of physical media, we are thrilled to be announcing the nominees for the Best Region A label.
Yes, sadly, while we love every single one of these companies and every piece of work they put out there, as in any competition format, there can only ever be one winner, but the nominees are all winners in our hearts, and here they are.
Criterion Collection. Deaf Crocodile. Kino Lorber. Severin Films. Vinegar Syndrome.
And there are the nominees and the winner. Fancy sorting hat right here for the Best Region A label based on the CSC's voting is... I'm ruffling around. We all know the winner, and the winner is Vinegar Syndrome. Our good friends at Vinegar Syndrome. Cue the applause. We love Vinegar Syndrome. We have many friends at Vinegar Syndrome, so congratulations to Vinegar Syndrome for those titles. Also, I just so happen to have a few Vinegar Syndrome titles right here, including the brand new 4K of Troma's Terra Firmer, which I am in copious amounts of.
No bias.
No bias at all. But also, one of the greatest movies of all time, Mac and Me. Yep, there you go. The Vinegar Syndrome knows the classics, and they are here to bring it to you. So there you go.
Oh my god, amazing.
Yes.
Of the Best Region A label as voted on by the community is...
Is it wet?
Yeah, what have you been doing to these while I've been away?
Quite moist in the physical media realm.
Criterion Collection!
Yay!
Yay!
Criterion Collection. We love Criterion Collection. We love the closet. We love the channel. But most importantly, we love those goddamn discs.
Yeah, I just so happen to have a few with me. One, just to give you a swath of the kind of things they do. Winchester 73, the very first of the Anthony Mann, James Stewart Western collections,
Nice.
released originally in 1950, but then again last year with an amazing amount of new features, commentary from James Stewart, so many things, and newer releases like the Academy Award winning Anora from our beautiful friend Sean Baker. This is the definitive release with all of the making of, all of the commentaries, the can panel, all the 4K, all the Blu-ray. You haven't quite seen Anora until you've seen it like this from the Criterion Collection.
So while we love all the nominees and we appreciate all the hard work you do, obviously we can only have two winners, and that is Vinegar Syndrome and Criterion. Congratulations to all the winners.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Yes. And keep physical media alive.
Let's make a double feature out of some of these Criterion Collection Vinegar
Ooh.
Syndrome. Marry them up.
I say Terra Firma and Anora.
Done.
Done. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow. Jeez. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah. Again, thank you. We can't thank you enough for voting for us for this. It's crazy, especially with the different studios and licensing, and keeping it region A versus hopefully we could have things region free. But at the same time, we're very much appreciative of we're very much appreciative of this too, and we again it just keeps growing and growing, and we don't plan on stopping anytime soon. And we can't thank you enough, everyone in the community, everyone, our fans. Just, you guys keep us going, and we hope to be going much longer, so thank you.
I love the comment that says the yin and the yang of home video right now. Vinegar Syndrome and Criterion, absolutely the perfect dichotomy. Love that entirely. Speaking of Vinegar Syndrome, why don't we give away our last giveaway before we get into our big Best Picture win of the night?
Yeah. So we have a giveaway thanks to Cinematograph, and I believe we have how many releases to give away in this bundle?
We are giving away 4 Cinematograph titles, and whoever wins this one gets to pick the 4 Cinematograph titles that you would like to win. So if you win this one, email me at shelfshockrewind@gmail.com. We will get you 4 Cinematograph titles of your choosing. So you're going to email me the 4 titles that you choose and your address for us to send those to. This is a big one, so please get ready to answer. Here we go.
All right, this one's for all the big Kubrick fans out there. In the film Eyes Wide Shut, what is the password used to enter the party?
Craig says 1969. Is it 1969?
Yeah, everything happened in 1969. Everything.
Everything happened in 1969, as you are wont to know. Wow, we had so many people that know this one, but it seems like a lot of people misspelled it. Sibner wanted to talk about Castro, but in fact, it was 444 Chroma that wins. Fidelio is the answer. That is the first one here. Congrats, 444 Chroma. Go ahead and send me an email at shelfshockrewind@gmail.com. Sorry to everybody and your autocorrect in the chat. Oh man, Sibner is pissed. That is that is rough.
Fidel.
Fidel is upset. Gosh, congratulations to Chroma. Send me an email, shelfshockrewind@gmail.com, with your 4 titles you are selecting and an address to send them to. Congrats on all of that. Tonight, we are leading all to this for best overall release of the year, and it is finally here. We have so many titles that we've talked about tonight. I hope that you have enjoyed hearing about all of them. We'll hang out a couple moments after our announcement of the winners, but of course, we got to go into some nominees, and because it's the big category, we got 10 nominees, and Chris and I are going to stay on camera here as we show you all 10, and here they are.
The Beyond 4K, Grindhouse releasing. Cafe Flesh 4K, Mondo Macabro. Dirty Work 4K, Vinegar Syndrome. Eyes Wide Shut 4K, Criterion Collection. Michael Haneke Collection, Umbrella Entertainment. A Nightmare on Elm Street 4K Steelbook Collection, Warner Brothers. Possession 4K, Second Sight Films. Shawscope Volume 4, Arrow Video. Sorcerer 4K, Criterion Collection. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4K Trilogy, Arrow Video.
Can I say, it is so funny that we're like, most of these are like high art, like really nice titles, Michael Haneke, and then we end with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Trilogy 4K as the last title to discuss. So these are all of our nominees. Guesses for who's going to win. Who did you vote for this, Chris?
I mean, this one was tough. I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street Collection was up there, but I just feel like I couldn't do that. So Possession was kind of my main one, but I just couldn't not do it for the Beyond. I couldn't, man. This was the one I sat on the longest.
I hear you. The Beyond was up there for me. Possession was up there for me. Michael Haneke was up there for me. Before we announce, this is our last thing of the night. So I did want to say, this is my fourth and final Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. We hope to have somebody else continue this next year, but I did want to say thank you for everybody that's made this a very validating experience for home video over the last 4 years. You guys have been incredible. It has been so nice to see things happen this way. Going back multiple years to when Lee Gambin was watching live, talking about he wishes we would do this every 6 months or multiple times a year because it is so great for the community. And now we've lost Lee since then. It's been a crazy journey through this whole thing. Even the very first year when we did this live, we had a couple of the companies that did things like thank the award show for winning live. We had, I think, Vinegar Syndrome that first year even put a couple titles on sale because they won some Shelf Shocks. And now it's a big thing. Like all of these labels are including it in their emails, getting people to vote. It's been a pretty crazy ride to see how this has joined forces in the community and get people all over the world to celebrate. So again, thanks for hosting with me this year, sir.
Of course, man. Of course. So to anybody who tuned in to Reconnected on Thursday, I wrote you a haiku in celebration of being on Reconnected. And this time around, I wrote you a poem as a goodbye for you on Shelf Shock Rewind. Do you mind if I read it to you live in front of the world?
Please, let's hear it.
Okay. So it goes, my shelves are dirty. My discs are clean. Shelf Shock Rewind was once a dream. Ryan and Steven, the work was even. 4 years later, Ryan's leaving. Bye-bye, Ryan. Next year, I'll be crying. Shelf Shock will never be the same. The next host might go insane.
I don't even know what to say about that. Why don't you have the honor of announcing who won for the CSC this year?
All right. So our CSC winner is none other than Possession 4K from Second Sight Films.
I'm shocked. They did not win enough tonight, and of course, that is an obvious win if you are a part of the CSC. And for the community, I got to say, I just had talked about many of the companies getting out there and suggesting people vote. I have a feeling one of the reasons that this title won is because they included this in their email blast for the last month to get everybody out there and excited to vote. So the winner for the community for best overall release for 2025 is The Beyond 4K from Grindhouse Releasing. So let's hear some words from Phil and from Bob to send the night away.
Wow. And again, we're competing with a lot of other great companies like Arrow, and it's incredible. This release was really 30 years in the making, and this is the 30th anniversary of Grindhouse Releasing. Sage Stallone and I started it in 1996, specifically to put out a great version of The Beyond. We both loved the movie, and it had been butchered. At that point, there weren't a lot of other companies releasing this kind of stuff, and we really wanted to be the criterion of these kind of overlooked horror classics and exploitation films. And sadly, Sage passed away a few years ago, but he would be so proud to hear about all of this because The Beyond was. He met with Fulci when he was in Rome working on Daylight with his dad, and Lucio was so excited that somebody was interested in the movie and was going to participate, but then unfortunately he passed away, just as we were getting started. And but we were still able to meet with Sergio Salvati, the cinematographer, and he actually did the first color correction pass, which was the basis of all of our releases. And that was back in 1996. So that's sort of been the basis for everything that we've done since then. And, and on this release, we worked with Fabio Frizzi, who did this incredible new, composer's cut version that he rescored and is included on the disc. And so it's just, it's great. And I also want to, acknowledge the people who I've been working with at Grindhouse Releasing: David Shulkin, Dan Harrington, Tad Legere, who does all of our packaging and has been doing it for years, created like really some beautiful packaging for this movie. Jim Coons, who's sort of our technical director, Johnny Buell, who did the authoring, UC Tegelman, who did this, took care of all the sound, did the remastering of the CD, the mix of the director's cut, or I'm sorry, composer's cut version of the movie. So many people contributed to this release. Al Arnold, who was the colorist, who did such a beautiful job at Photochem. So many supplements. We had these two great guys in Italy finding people and doing interviews. Federico Cadio and Eugenio Ercolani, and it's been such a huge group project that I really wanted to acknowledge everybody, because it's like was such a big thing, and it took so many years. Martin Bean, who did this incredible 100-page booklet that came with the release, and I mean, it was so well researched, and he spent so much time. I mean, I think collectively we all spent probably 10 times as many hours on this release than they probably spent making the movie. But I'm very proud of everything that you guys and of course our customers who bought the movie and voted for us and have supported us all these years. So thanks so much. I'm just so honored. Thank you.
Man, that's insane. It's a real honor. What can I say? I mean, you guys are the best, man. Thank you so much. And viva possession.
Bob Murawski talks for like 8 minutes and feels like, yay, possession. I love it.
I'm ready for bed. Thank you.
He's been thanking us for like the last 20 minutes. I get it. Genuinely incredible year for physical media. Thank you everybody for being here tonight. It has been remarkable. My partner at Antenna, Billy Ray, says great job, Ryan and Chris. Honestly, way more exciting, unpredictable, and compelling than this year's Indie Spirit Awards. That is kind of sad for the Indie Spirit Awards. But thanks for hanging out here. Just a ridiculous year. Can't wait to see what next year's Shelf Shock holds and what this year holds for physical media. So thanks for doing this with me.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking me, man. I mean, you came to me and you're like, "Hey, look, it's going to be my last year, and I really want you to do this." And I was absolutely perplexed, and I didn't know what to say except for yes. And it's one of those things that to me goes beyond just having fun. It means a lot to be here with you and to be here with everybody, and especially for your final year, kind of heading up the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. So thank you so much, man. I can't express my gratitude enough.
Well, as Chris said earlier, he is one of the co-hosts of the Beyond the Blood podcast. Check that out wherever you can get your podcast. And if this is your first time seeing my face, you can check me out everyone under the name The Disconnected, or follow the new label, which is the reason why I'm not doing this next year, Antenna Releasing. Go to antennareleasing.com. And as of that moment, it's kind of hard to host an award show when you are doing the thing that you're giving awards for. So I'm stepping away. Congrats to everybody for tonight. And I'll hope to win one next year, maybe. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you on Thursday if you're going to be at my show. And until then, have a good time.